Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Ms. Lucero is with us representing the father, Mr. Cesar, who is with us. Ms. Grant is with us as the attorney ad litem for the mother, Ms. Riojas, who is with us. And Ms. Archer is with us as guardian ad litem for Ms. Riojas. And she is also with us. That's all of the parties. I have Sean Ryan in the waiting room.
That's my worker on this one, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez, I believe everybody's present, so we can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We had tried to come to an agreement to treat this as a final, but we were unable to. So we are asking, we are proceeding with the perm hearing today, Your Honor, but we're asking for mediation to be ordered.
Okay.
And I think the docket has a proposed final hearing date of 9/29. That's under 45 days notice, Your Honor, but the parties might be agreeable to waive that notice and set that final. Stacy, would that be agreeable?
Judge, we would waive notice for the mother, ask for mediation, and agree to the final date reflected on the docket.
Okay. All right. Ms. Lucero, is that?
Yes, Your Honor. We also waive and see if we can get this worked out in mediation. I think we're close.
Okay. Ms. Archer, will you waive?
Yes, I will, Judge.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Wiggins?
Yes, Judge.
All right, then. All right. We'll proceed just as a permanency hearing, and I will, at the conclusion of the hearing, I'll announce that final date for 9/29/25.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department calls Sean Ryan as its witness. Thank you, Your Honor. Sean, who do you work for?
I work for St. Francis Ministries. I'm a permanency specialist.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a permanency specialist.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are assigned to the child Kings, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you prepared a court report that was filed on August 15th of 2025. Is that correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, we ask that the court take judicial notice of that court report.
So noted, and I did read the report.
Thank you. Now, Sean, that court report reflects reunification for the child for placement. Whose home is the child currently placed in?
It's Adversary, the mother.
Can you give us some details on how that placement is going?
It's going very good, actually. Desiree we had some concerns in the very beginning, before placement of, Kingston. He had a lot of health issues going on, but Desiree's done a really good job of making sure he gets what he needs in terms of doctor's appointments, if he needs to go to the hospital for whatever reason, things like that. It's currently going really well.
Okay, that's great. Have there been any major medical incidents since the filing of the court?
Major, no, ma'am.
Okay. As far as service plan progress, how has Desiree progressed on her services?
She's done her services for us, and she continues to do AA meetings as well. So she is doing an extended. She's making sure she's doing extended care, I would say, just to make sure that she has an extra kind of support.
Okay, that's great. And what about Mr. Stiles? How's he progressing on his service plan?
On his service plan, he's completed everything except BIP. He hasn't started any BIP services yet. I've made 2 referrals since the case has started. And I know Erica, the previous worker, made a referral as well for BIP, so he hasn't started BIP at all. And he's not currently living in Amarillo either, so that's kind of the concern with that. But I mean, that's the only service he needs to complete. Okay. And it's just an evaluation as well. Whatever they evaluate, they'll give us instruction on what needs to come next. But as of right now, it's just an evaluation.
Okay. And have you, and I may be incorrect, but I believe that evaluation was already completed, Mr. Ryan. Have you discussed that evaluation being done with the supervisor on the case?
I don't believe so. From what I know, it has not been completed yet.
Alrighty. And is Mr. Cesar in communication with you?
He is.
Okay. And is his living situation appropriate for the child?
No, it is not. I don't currently know where. I mean, I know where he's living. He's in Colorado City from where he reported. I do not have an address, nor do I know who lives in that house. So we would need to see who lives in there to be able to clear that, if that makes sense. Just as a precaution for sure.
And when did he and Ms. Rioja stop residing together?
The day he was placed, to the best of my knowledge, I think he left that night or the next morning, one of the two. I'm pretty sure it was that night.
Okay. And Ms. Riojas might have more current information, but to your knowledge, has he had any physical contact with the child since then?
He has had contact with them. I don't know when or where, but apparently he's been down here a couple of times since the child did get placed to visit Kingston.
Okay.
But the dates I really don't know.
Okay, that's good to hear. As far as visitation, does Dad have court-ordered visitation right now?
I don't believe so, since the child was technically reunified.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Are we asking for the court to make any temporary visitation orders between now and the final hearing?
I don't believe so. I mean, we can just kind of leave it up to Desiree. We don't think it's a problem for him to visit Kingston. It's just we cannot place Kingston back in the home that he's currently at because we don't know, like I said, who lives there. It's a safety concern for us.
Are we asking for any drug screens to be ordered today?
No, ma'am.
And can you please describe the department's reasonable efforts to reunify?
We've provided both parents a family plan of service, gave them visits, and drug screens, and all the services were targeted to help them in their recovery.
Okay, and as far as reunifying the child in the mother's home, is that also a reasonable effort to reunify?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Do we have any requests for the court today other than mediation and setting the final?
No, ma'am.
Okay, pass the witness.
Thank you, Ms. Grant. Questions?
No questions, Judge.
All right, Ms. Lucero.
Just one, Mr. Ryan, as far as the BIP evaluation, is that something that since he's living out of area that can be set up to be done via Zoom?
Potentially. I would have to get with Family Support Services to see if they do offer that. From what I understand, it does have to be in person. But I can talk to them and explain the situation and see if that would be an option.
Okay. And just to be clear, I know I'm kind of going way back here, but whenever this child was removed, I know he's been reunified, or working towards reunification with his mother. Mr. Cesar, he was the non-offending parent. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Archer.
No questions.
Ms. Wiggins.
Thank you. Mr. Ryan, who told you that Dad visited in person?
Desiree Riojas did.
Okay, did she tell you how many times?
I think it was a few. I want to say 3. I don't know the exact amount. I've just kind of, when I popped in to check on him, I've kind of just been, has she seen him, blah, blah, blah. And that's what she's reported to me.
Okay, and so just so I'm clear on the timeline of events, the child was returned back to the home and both parents were living there.
Correct.
And then the father left either that night the child was returned or the next day.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
I'll pass the witness.
Anyone further questions for Mr. Ryan? All right, Ms. Gutierrez, anything further from the department?
Yes, Your Honor, the department briefly calls Ms. Riojas just to ask her about visitation.
Okay. Ma'am, if you'd unmute. Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Riojas, can you briefly tell us what kind of visitation Mr. Cesar is having and just some details like when it's occurring and if it's supervised?
I honestly, I call him when I'm not busy because like I've been working a lot and stuff like that. I'll call him, let him know how his son's doing. I'll video chat with him so he can see his son like in action, where he can see him crawling or doing stuff. He's came one time. Since he left, he's came one time. He spent the night. He spent time with his son, and then he left, and that's it. Like, I mean, we talk here and there when I'm not busy, when I don't have a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, when I call him, I'll tell him, hey, I'm taking your son to the hospital, he's sick, or I'll let him, or we went to the dentist's office. I mean, I keep him involved in his life no matter what. I do that.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness.
Anyone else have questions for Ms. Riojas?
Yes, sir.
No questions, Judge.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. The department rests at this time.
All right, Ms. Grant, any witnesses?
No, Judge. Ms. Gutierrez covered the one question I had.
All right, Ms. Lucero,
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Archer.
No questions.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
I recommend that the placement with the mother be continued. It seems like she's doing a wonderful job caring for the baby, and making sure that he has all his medical conditions up to date. He does have some significant breathing issues, so she's making sure those are going well. As far as the visitation, I'm fine with the calls and video chats. I would just ask that the mother supervise any in-person visits.
Okay, then, Ms. Archer, is there anything you need any additional recommendations you need to make as guardian ad litem for Ms. Riojas?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right, then I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I will continue the current placement with Ms. Riojas. I will order mediation and order that someone supervise Mr. Cesar with any in-person visitation. All right, that will conclude this hearing. I will set the final hearing for September 29th, 2025, recognizing that all parties have waived the required 45 days notice of final hearing. Parties can talk to their lawyers or go on the court's online docket a day or two before September 29th to see exactly what time of day we will have that final hearing. All right. If something comes up, if you can't get to mediation, if there's anything changes, let the court know. So, okay. We'll stand in recess. I'll be back at 12:45 to 2 o'clock. Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, I will call Randall County case cause number is a final hearing involving Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Ms. Lucero is with us representing the father, Mr. Cesar, who is with us. Ms. Grant is with us representing the mother, Ms. Riojas, who is with us. And Miss Archer's with us. She was appointed guardian ad litem for mother, Miss Riojas. She's with us. I have Amy Bailey and Sean Ryan in the waiting room.
Amy Bailey will be my first witness, Your Honor, and Sean Ryan is the caseworker on the case.
Okay.
And Your Honor, before we get started, could the attorneys have a breakout room? We went to mediation and we were kind of getting close to a possible agreement, and we've had a couple of emails go back and forth before this hearing, so I was going to see if we have an agreement or not.
Sure, we've got an hour, so yeah, I'll do that. And let me, I've read the reports based on Ms. Gutierrez. Based on the report I've read, I assume that the department has abandoned the pleadings, the middle ground.
Yes, Your Honor, we are abandoning that pleading as well as the termination grounds. We are not seeking termination of either parent today.
Okay, so we can go forward. We don't have to wait the 180 days since you've abandoned the middle ground. So, okay, I'll put you, all the lawyers in a breakout room.
Okay.
And we will see y'all when you come back. Let me get y'all checked off here.
Thanks.
Judge Graham?
Yes.
Could I have a quick breakout room? I know that this is a final, but could I just have a quick breakout room with Mr. Cesar, please?
Sure. Okay, it looks like we're all back. Where do we stand?
Your Honor, I think Mr. Cesar would just like to go forward and just see what you rule.
Okay. All right, then I have no one in the waiting room. Ms. Gutierrez, you can call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department calls Amy Bailey as its witness.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Amy, who do you work for?
The Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
And what do you do for them?
I'm an investigator.
And in 2024, did you investigate a family with the child Kingston?
Yes.
And was the mother's name Desiree Riojas?
Yes.
And the alleged father Darian Marquise Cesar?
Yes.
Thank you. And is the date of birth of 2024?
Yes.
When did the department receive its intake on this child?
Excuse me, I received the intake on November 5th, 2024.
And what were the intake allegations?
Neglectful supervision of Kingston by Desiree Riojas.
And what were the details provided in the intake?
That Kingston was born at Moore County Hospital and had to be transferred to Amarillo to BSA Hospital for respiratory issues. And that Ms. Riojas had tested positive for methamphetamines on October 10th, 2024.
And based on receiving that intake, did you?
Teresa, I'm sorry. I had a dog situation. Could she just repeat that answer, please?
Can you go ahead and repeat that answer, please, Amy?
Yes, that the allegations were neglectful supervision of Kingston by Desiree Riojas, that he was born at Moore County Hospital and had respiratory issues and was transferred to BSA Hospital in Amarillo. And that she had tested positive for methamphetamines on October 10th, 2024.
Now, based on receiving that intake, did you attempt to make contact with Ms. Riojas?
Yes, I did.
And did you first speak with her by phone on November 6th of 2024?
Yes, I did.
And did she invite you into her apartment?
Yes,
Okay, so from the phone, you made in-person contact, is that correct?
correct.
All right. And what did Ms. Riojas state regarding her history with the department?
She acknowledged her previous history. She acknowledged that she had 2 previous children. One, her oldest daughter, was placed with her parents. She had another child later that she gave up for adoption.
Okay. And did she agree to have a family team meeting regarding Kingston?
Yes,
And was that family team meeting held the next day on November 7th?
yes, ma'am.
In that family team meeting, what diagnosis did Ms. Riojas disclose that she had been given before?
That she had been diagnosed with bipolar.
Okay. Did she say whether or not she was on medication at that time?
She was not on medication at the time.
Did she express a willingness to work services with the department during that meeting?
Yes, she did.
Okay. And based on her wanting to work services, what did the department do to ensure the safety of the child?
We implemented a safety plan with Ms. Riojas and a friend of hers, Ms. Adams. Ms. Riojas agreed to move in with Ms. Adams and be supervised at all times with Kingston.
And did Ms. Riojas also state her intent to get drug treatment at Senecor?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Now, once that safety plan was in place, was Kingston released to released from the hospital to Ms. Riojas?
yes.
And who else was that safety plan made with?
Ms. Riojas's friend, Brenna Adams.
And could you give us more details on that safety plan? For example, the 24-hour supervision.
Yes, that Ms. Riojas agreed to move in with Ms. Adams to be supervised with Kingston 24 hours a day.
Okay. However, on November 14th, let me ask a different question. Following that family team meeting and implementing that safety plan, did y'all meet with Desiree and Kingston and Brenna on November 14th of 2024?
Yes, we did.
And was that with the family-based safety services worker?
Yes.
Can you briefly tell us what the family-based safety services program is?
It's a program where the worker goes in and works with the family in the home to prevent removal of the child. They help connect the family with resources that are needed to help strengthen their family.
Okay, and so was this meeting with the family-based safety services worker, you and Desiree Kingston and Brenna, was that a part of having Miss Riojas in that family-based safety services program?
Yes,
And was that an effort to avoid removal?
yes.
During that meeting, what concerns did you observe about Desiree with Kingston?
The manner in which she was holding Kingston, he would pull his hands up to his face and she would pull him down in an aggressive manner. The bassinet that Kingston was supposed to sleep in was observed to be full of laundry, his infant carrier. So during the meeting, the family-based worker, Andrea Lewis, had her remove everything out of the crib and explain the concerns of, that he needs to be in a crib by himself without any blankets or pillows. She stated that he was already rolling over and that she would put a blanket in there to keep him from rolling. And worker Lewis advised her that that was not appropriate, that she could not put anything into the bassinet with him.
And regarding Desiree's demeanor towards the child, were there points where you felt that she was frustrated?
Yes,
Okay, and did you observe her as well aggressively moving the child's hands away from his face?
yes.
Okay. Now, following that meeting, or was it during that meeting that you asked Desiree to do an oral swab?
It was during that meeting.
Okay, and what occurred when you asked her to do the oral swab?
She agreed to complete the test, and during the test, she was moving the swab around in her mouth, said that it felt different or felt funny, and was kind of what appeared to be chewing on it, and it ended up breaking off of the stick. And so I had her expel the piece into the tube, the collection tube.
Okay. And then following that, did you later on November 15th, 2024, let me rephrase that question. What led to the department determining that removal was necessary for the child?
After we had left the home on the 14th from the family-based assessment, worker Lewis received information that Miss Riojas had left Miss Adams' home and had returned to her own apartment with Kingston.
And based on that information, did you make contact with Miss Riojas at her home?
Yes, I did.
And what did you observe?
She was in the home along with a gentleman who was identified as Kingston's father.
Okay, and was that gentleman's name Darian Cesar?
Yes.
Now, going back to that safety plan where Miss Riojas was to be supervised 24 hours with Kingston, was that only with Miss Brenna?
Yes, Brenna Adams.
Okay. And so Mr. Cesar was not a part of that safety plan, correct?
No, he was not.
And had Desiree signed that safety plan that she would be supervised by Brenna Adams?
Yes.
Additionally, had Ms. Riojas provided any information about the child's father prior to you seeing him at her apartment?
No.
And what information or how did she respond when asked about the child's father?
She told me that he was not involved and did not provide a name.
Okay, so this incident where you met Mr. Cesar at her apartment, that was the first time of knowing his name, is that correct?
Yes.
And was that also the first time meeting him?
Yes.
And at this point, did the department have concerns of methamphetamine use by Ms. Riojas?
Yes.
Were we also concerned about the child's physical safety in her care?
Yes.
And were there concerns about Ms. Riojas's mental health?
Yes.
Did the department feel that the child was in immediate danger?
Yes.
And would a kick-out order to remove one of the parents have solved the problem?
No.
And at that point, Mr. Cesar was an alleged father, is that correct?
Correct.
And so that would have left the child without a legal guardian to care for it, is that correct?
Yes.
Additionally, what did Mr. Cesar claim to know about any of the allegations?
He did not know that there was a CPS report. He lived in Lubbock at the time and was here visiting Miss Riojas in Kingston.
Okay, and was it concerning that he was in a relationship with Miss Riojas and unaware that any of these concerns existed?
Yes.
Okay. And since Ms. Riojas had broken the safety plan, was the Family-Based Safety Services program no longer an option for her?
Yes.
And as well, a parent-child safety placement would not have solved the immediate danger to the child, is that correct?
Yes.
Can you please describe the department's reasonable efforts to prevent removal?
We had put in a safety plan to well, first of all, we had a family team meeting that involved her, Miss Riojas, and her parents, as well as her support, Brenna Adams. We had implemented a safety plan so that Kingston was able to remain with Miss Riojas and attempted to offer family-based services to mitigate the risk in the home.
Now, what occurred, as far as reasonable efforts to place the child with the other parent, Mr. Cesar, again, he was an alleged father, not an adjudicated one. Is that correct?
Yes.
And also, when we discussed the possibility of placing the child with him, had he moved in with Ms. Riojas?
No, when the night of removal, he was here visiting. He told me that he lived in Lubbock with his parents.
Okay. And what concerns were there with his living at home with his parents in Lubbock?
I believe it's his stepfather, had a murder charge. That was the main concern.
Okay, and so were we concerned that that would not be a safe household for the child?
Yes.
Okay, I pass the witness.
Ms. Grant?
Miss Bailey, did Mr. Cesar ask to have custody of the child?
He asked me that night if the child could stay with him. I explained that not at that time due to not having any information on him, that was our meeting.
Did he offer to provide you with that information in order to get custody of the child as soon as possible?
Yes, he agreed to meet with me the next morning.
And did he do that meeting with you?
Yes, he did.
And at that point, is that when you started the investigation and discovered the murder charge of the other individual in the home?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any information about this case current day beyond the investigation and removal?
No, ma'am.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Well, thank you, Ms. Lucero.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Bailey, in reviewing your investigative report, would you agree with me that Mr. Cesar was the non-offending parent when the child was removed?
Yes.
Okay. And he had advised you that he didn't know that CPS was involved when you first met him. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and I guess maybe the investigation into his family members, I guess came up later. I don't see it in your, unless I'm missing it, but no, I don't see it in your investigative report. What I see here, it says Mr. Cesar should be considered placement of Kingston pending the results of the drug screen and further investigation of other household members.
Yes.
Right, and then I guess later on, y'all made the, you made this report, I guess the 15th of November. Do you know when y'all did that background check on his family members?
It was, I believe, November 19th.
November. So after the report, okay. Did you ever did you reach out to Mr. Cesar and let him know that that if he was that there were concerns about one of his family members?
Yes. And he had also said that he was at that time going to move here and reside with Miss Riojas for the time being.
Okay. Did he advise you that he wanted to move in with Ms. Riojas? Well, granted, because they had a prior relationship, but also to help her and they could maybe work together to get Kingston back?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Archer?
I have no questions, Judge.
Ms. Swiggins?
I have no questions.
All right. Anything further of this witness?
No, Your Honor, we ask that she be released.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Beta. I've released you so you can go about what's left of your afternoon.
Thank you.
And the department calls Sean Ryan as its witness.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Ms. Gutierrez?
Thank you, Your Honor. Sean, who do you work for?
I work for St. Francis Ministries.
And are you the assigned permanency specialist on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And let's see, recently we filed a second supplemental petition. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I ask that the court take judicial notice of that name correction for the child as Kingston.
All right, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sean, can you tell us what a permanency specialist does?
I act as a caseworker on this specific case. I make sure the parents are complying with their family plan of service, do checkups on the kids, visits, things like that.
And do you also help the parents reunify with their children?
Yes, ma'am.
And did the parents in this case, did the mom work all of her services?
Yes, ma'am.
And did she demonstrate changes in her parenting to create a safe environment for the child?
Yes, ma'am.
And did the father work all of his services?
I'll accept it. A BIP evaluation.
Can you tell us what BIP stands for?
Batters Intervention Program. And it's just to address domestic violence issues that may have been in the past or in regards to the case.
And was that BIP, that Batters Intervention Prevention Program, was that based on a prior assault in a different relationship?
Yes, ma'am. Based on Darian's history.
Your Honor, I'm
So-
going to object to hearsay.
Overrule.
Okay, so in regards to Ms. Riojas, there's no domestic violence concerns between Mr. Cesar and Ms. Riojas, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. And did Mr. Cesar also demonstrate that he could take care of the child in his visits?
Yes, ma'am. He did a good job in his visits. They both did their visits together at the time when they were having supervised visits.
And the child was reunified in the home where they were both residing, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
However, what occurred on the day the child was reunified into the home?
When I was driving over there to Darian's, well, I should say Desiree's apartment, I had texted Darian to wait there. He told me he was going to be leaving soon, just to visit a friend. I told him to wait there because I needed to, give him the placement paperwork and everything. I told Desiree that she's allowed to go pick up Kingston from his placement, so we could do so we could put him back with Desiree and Darian. And then Desiree called me the next day saying that Darian left that night.
Okay. Since he has left, to your knowledge, how many times has he visited the child in person?
Desiree told me that he last visited Kingston 2 months ago.
Okay. And do you have the date? What is the date that the child was actually placed in the home?
May 25th, I believe. No, 28th. I apologize.
May 28th of 2025?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you'll wait until I finish my question before answering, okay?
Oh, I apologize.
That's okay. And does Ms. Riojas also have or give visits to Mr. Cesar by FaceTime or video call?
Yes, ma'am.
However, has she stated that she is the one that initiates those calls?
Objection leading, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Who initiates the calls, the video calls for Darian to see the child?
Desiree reported to me that she does.
Okay. What has Desiree reported as far as Mr. Cesar's involvement with the child since he has moved out?
Well, Desiree told me that she provides pictures. She FaceTimes him from time to time. Gives Darian an update on how Kingston is. But that Darian hasn't had a chance to come up to see Kingston for face to face.
Okay. How much support, to your knowledge, has Darian given Desiree since he moved out for the care of the child?
None.
Okay. To your knowledge, has he taken the child to any of his doctor's appointments? Can you speak louder?
No, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. So is it fair to say, actually, let me ask as an open-ended question. Who is the primary caretaker of the child?
Desiree Riojas.
Who takes care of the child's daily needs for his physical needs as well as his medical needs?
Desiree Riojas.
Who follows up with any of his medical requirements?
Desiree.
Okay. Who ensures that the child is fed and sleeps well and is in a safe environment?
Desiree.
Are we asking the court today to name Desiree Riojas as the primary managing conservator?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is Darian's living situation at this time?
Darian reported to me that he is living with a friend in Colorado City.
Has he provided that friend's name to you?
No.
Has he provided any background information on the friend?
No, at this time I don't know who lives there.
Has he stated whether or not he intends to stay at that apartment or that place of living long term?
I believe it's just temporary at the moment.
What concerns do we have about the home stability of Darian Cesar?
We don't know who lives in that home, the background, the criminal history, if there is any there. We would need to run background checks on people that live there. And then as far as Darian having his own form of transportation and a job to support Kingston.
So does he have his own transportation?
Not at the moment. He reported to me that his car is currently in the shop right now.
Okay. And does he doesn't have a stable living environment. Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it sounds like as far as stability, to have a specific place to take the child, a car to transport, and knowledge of whether or not that home is safe, it sounds like that's just a really big question mark. Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you also agree that an unknown environment cannot be determined to be a safe environment?
Correct.
Okay. Are we asking the court to order Mr. Cesar to pay child support?
Yes, ma'am.
And should that child support be based on minimum wage?
Yes, ma'am.
To your knowledge, does Mr. Cesar have any other children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are we also asking the court to order him to pay cash medical support?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it your understanding that the child will continue to be covered by Medicaid once the department is dismissed out?
Yes, ma'am.
What type of visitation do you think Mr. Cesar should have with the child?
Supervised visitations with Desiree Riojas until the stuff that is, like I said, his job, his everything like that is figured out, and Desiree deems it fit for him to be able to take him.
Okay, so in the absence of an agreement between Desiree and Cesar, we're asking the court to order supervised visitation for Mr. Cesar. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And would that be in the child's best interest?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in order for Mr. Cesar to be named a possessory conservator, we have to rebut the parental presumption that he should be named a joint managing conservator. Or do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe that it would be contrary to the emotional well-being of the child for Mr. Cesar to be named the managing conservator?
Yes, ma'am.
Would that be due to the absence that he has had in the child's life since the child was placed back home?
Correct.
Would it also be due to his lack of involvement, not only in visiting the child, but also just in the medical care for the child?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I pass the witness.
Ms. Grant?
Mr. Ryan, do you have any concerns about Desiree Riojas if she were to be named sole managing conservator?
No, ma'am.
And do you believe that Desiree has demonstrated an ability to offer the father the opportunity to be involved in the child's life?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe that she is currently providing a safe and stable environment for the child?
Yes, ma'am.
Does she hold a job consistently?
Yes, ma'am.
She has consistent transportation?
Yes, ma'am.
And she completed all her services in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And in regard to the father, do you believe that, strike that, let me start again, Your Honor. Mr. Ryan, do you believe that it is in the best interest of the child for the father to pay the child support requested?
Yes, ma'am.
And has the father contacted you recently?
Yeah, he maintains contact with me once a month. Or a
Once a
couple of
month?
times a month. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
He
Does
he maintains contact with me.
Thank you. And how long has he been telling you that his transportation has been in the shop?
I believe it's been a couple of months now.
Okay, so we have heard for a couple of months that he's trying to get his transportation fixed and he's not been able to accomplish that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And having reliable transportation would be important if he were to have anything other than supervised visitation with Kingston. Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know whether he has suitable accommodations or supplies to have Kingston without supervision?
I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit. Can you repeat the question?
My apologies. Do you know if the father has reasonable supplies and necessities to be able to have Kingston unsupervised?
I don't.
Pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Lucero.
Mr. Ryan, you were here when Ms. Bailey was testifying, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, and she had stated that I believe Ms. Riojas had self-reported that she'd previously had been diagnosed bipolar.
Yes, ma'am. I heard that.
Okay, and at that time, whenever CPS became involved in the child and her life, she wasn't on any type of medication. Is that correct?
From what I know, no, ma'am. She was not on anything.
Okay. And what about now? Is she on any type of medication, or does she see a doctor on a regular basis, or do you know?
I don't know.
Okay, so during the pendency of this case and before the child was placed back with Ms. Riojas, did the department follow up onto whether or not the bipolar diagnosis was correct, or if she was taking required medication?
Can you repeat the question one more time, ma'am?
Yeah, it wasn't a very good question. During the pendency of this case, did the department follow up on whether Ms. Riojas was in fact diagnosed with bipolar disorder?
Yeah, it was on her background check and everything like that. But we did also send her to therapy to talk about those issues as well, individual therapy and counseling.
Okay. And so, and just to be clear, she's not required, or is she required to take any type of medications for her bipolar disorder, or do you know?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Now, during the pendency of this case, before Kingston was placed back with in the home of Ms. Riojas, Ms. Riojas and Mr. Cesar were together. Is that right?
They were, yes.
Okay. And at that point, would you agree with me that Mr. Cesar was supportive of the issues that Ms. Riojas had that caused the child to be removed?
Yeah, that'd be a fair question to say.
Okay. And as far as services, besides the BIP evaluation, he was required to do complete counseling and parenting classes, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And he completed those, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and he was also ordered to take a, let me make sure I have this right, to take a, I guess, some type of drug, well, I don't know. You might know the name better. I'm sorry. I thought I had it right in front of me. Oh, a drug education classes.
I know, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and were those ordered or recommended due to the issues that Ms. Riojas had?
One more time, ma'am. I apologize.
Oh, no, that's fine. These drug education classes, are those offered to, let's say, a non-offending parent so they can see like red flags or issues that might pop up with another parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. And he completed that class too, correct?
Yeah, he was discharged. They said that he wasn't needed for any outpatient treatment or anything like that since he was not struggling with drugs at the time.
Okay, all right. And then now, whenever you stated that while they were still together, the parents visited Kingston together during the supervised visits. Is that correct?
They did, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you said that those visits went well.
They did.
Okay, now there's been some
At first, I should add actually, at first it took some time for that to happen, but eventually
Okay.
over time that did happen.
Okay.
Both sides were very rocky at the very beginning.
Okay, and so when you said at the very beginning, how many visits in before things got settled in?
I would probably say maybe 2-3 months in.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, and how long did Mr. Cesar have supervised visits with Kingston overall?
Throughout the life of the case until he was returned, up until the point he was returned in May.
Okay, and did Mr. Cesar regularly visit the child?
Yes, ma'am. They both did at the same time. They went to
Okay.
visits together.
And as far as medical, I know there's been talk in the past about medical issues for Kingston. Do you know currently what medical issues he may suffer from?
The medical issues have kind of dispersed. At the very beginning, he was having a lot of breathing and eating issues. So they had to take him to see a specialist in Dallas. And he got a bronchoscopy. I think I don't know the exact term it
Okay,
is
you're
for the
fine.
kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to check, evaluate his throat and make sure that he can swallow. They changed his formula a little bit. He's been a very sick baby throughout the life of the case. But as of right now, nothing. He's returned to his normal activities. He had a club foot as well. He had a procedure done on that. He was wearing a brace for a little bit. He's out of that now. If his breathing does happen, where he's struggling to breathe at night, she does have an oxygen machine for him that he's supposed to be on overnight, but she hasn't had to use that in a while, up to
Okay.
date.
All right. So when you said breathing machine, is it one of those breathing treatments or just like a little oxygen mask? Or do
It's
you know?
oxygen, to give him oxygen, yes, because when he gets sick, his pathway and his airways get really clogged up. So it's a precaution to help him breathe.
Okay. Now, when you've had contact, you said you've had ongoing contact with Mr. Cesar. Has he advised you that he believes that Kingston should be with Ms. Riojas?
I don't believe so. We've never like had that conversation. It was
Okay.
more of a just checking on about where he's
Okay.
at, really.
All right. And would you agree with me that well, you had stated earlier that he's been living in Colorado City, Texas, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is it your understanding that that's where he left to after he moved out from Ms. Riojas's home?
Yes, ma'am. He's been there
Okay.
since.
And would you agree with me that he has struggled financially, like finding a job and things like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But again, he has tried to remain in contact with the child through Ms. Riojas, and he has been in contact with you.
He's been in contact with me. With Miss Riojas, it sounds like it's not been as consistent as it should be, considering
Okay.
it's his son.
But that's just based on information that Ms. Riojas has shared with you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you were asked if you believe that that Cesar Mr. Cesar's visits be supervised, and you said yes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is that forever, or what is it y'all are
I believe I did
recommending?
state. I stated before that until Desiree deems it fit to that, he has his own reliable source of transportation. That's been consistent, a job, and that's been consistent. I believe that can be worked out in the future, but we want to definitely see him acquire those things first.
And I understand that, Mr. Ryan. I understand that y'all want him to have good transportation to be able to transport the child, things like that. What about, have you ever had any contact with Mr. Cesar's mom? Have you ever had conversations with her?
I have not.
Okay. All right. Now, would you agree with me that once everyone's out of the case and just Ms. Riojas and Mr. Cesar and the child are left, and that it is possible that if he completes what y'all want him to complete, that Ms. Riojas would still have the power to just cut off any kind of contact with the child if she chooses to do so?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to speculation.
Your Honor, I'm just asking if it's possible.
That overruled. You can answer.
Can you repeat the question one more time? The last half of that question?
Yeah.
I apologize.
Let me just kind of cut to the chase. If we leave the decision just to Ms. Riojas to decide when Mr. Cesar can see the child, would you agree with me that could cause issues for him in the future?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So you don't believe if she had all the power to decide whether or not he sees the child and she says no? I mean, what avenue would he have?
I think that Mrs. Riojas has done a good job of providing pictures, things like that, to Darian to try to keep him involved. From what I understand, and from what mother's been reporting to me, is that she's been the one reaching out and trying to keep him involved with Mr. Cesar. So.
Okay. All right, Mr. Ryan. And I know you're not the only one making these decisions. I know things are staffed and everybody kind of chips in their thoughts on that. But wouldn't you agree that, just from your opinion, that it might be better, instead of just leaving it up to the mom to decide when Mr. Cesar can see the child, that the court consider some type of step-up visitation plan that he has to comply, like with, like, let's say a couple of supervised visits and then ease into more visits with the child?
That'd be possible. Yeah, I feel like.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Archer.
Mr. Ryan, does Desiree Riojas, does she have a good support system?
She does.
And has she generally understood things that you've told her throughout the course of this case?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll pass the witness.
Right, thank you, Ms. Wiggins.
I don't have any questions, Judge.
All right. Mr. Ryan, would you agree that if Mr. Cesar had been more forthcoming with his living situation and arrangements and who he lives with, then we might be more comfortable considering unsupervised at this time?
Yes, sir. If we had if he was living, like I said, by himself, or had people, a good support system, had a job, transportation, and like I said, his own place, for sure, that'd be very possible.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Anyone have further questions for Mr. Ryan?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez, do you have any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. The department rests. I realized that by the attorneys trying to work this out at the beginning of the hearing made us run pretty far over. Do we need to look for possible reconvening dates, or should we proceed?
How many more witnesses do we have?
I don't have any more witnesses, Your Honor. We are comfortable resting. I don't know.
I'm going to ask Ms. Grant, do you have any witnesses? You're muted.
Only my client, Your Honor, and it would be brief.
Ms. Lucero?
My client, Your Honor.
Is it going to take a while?
Well, I don't think it'll be that brief. I don't see it being like 30 minutes, but I think it may take a bit. And I'm assuming everybody's going to want to cross-examine him. So. Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to recess and reconvene. I've got 2 more hearings this afternoon. So, Brittany, let's look for a date to reconvene. What do y'all think? Maybe another couple hours?
I think maybe just 1 more hour, Your Honor. What about this Friday? I think we've got a couple of cases on this Friday's docket.
Yeah, Teresa, I was gonna suggest that. We have our last adversary starting at 9:15, so I guess that's probably about an hour. If you want to do it after that.
Maybe if we could set this at 11, if that works out with the attorneys.
Let's do it at 10:30. An hour and 15 minutes, typical for adversary hearing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then we will recess at this time. We'll reconvene this Friday. That's October. What day is October?
Third.
Can I say something?
Who's saying that?
That's my
Cesar,
client.
Yes, ma'am. What?
I have to work Friday, so I may not even be able to show up. Because I've already called off a lot for these court dates, and I have to keep my job. I can't keep calling off for these courts. So I may not be able to show up Friday. I
Well,
have to work at 10:45.
Okay. Well, your lawyer can. I mean, I don't know what we can pick another day if that's what you want.
Can my lawyer just show up for me, and I'm
can.
not?
Yes, ma'am. If you're comfortable with that, your lawyer
Yes,
will.
ma'am. Yes, sir.
That you're comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then we will reconvene Friday, October 3rd at 10:30 a.m.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Uh-huh. Okay, we'll be in recess. I'll be back very, very shortly to call another Randall County. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Ms. Lucero is with us representing the father, Darian Cesar, who is with us. Ms. Grant is with us representing the mother, Ms. Riojas, who is with us. Ms. Archer is with us. She was appointed guardian ad litem for Ms. Riojas. Mr. Caesar's with us, and Ms. Riojas, the mother, is with us. Let me ask, I think, Ms. Gutierrez, we announced at the last hearing that the department had abandoned their pled grounds for termination based on the mental. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, we abandoned all termination grounds against both parents.
All right. So, Ms. Archer, I guess since that was why you were appointed as guardian ad litem for the mother, if you want to stay on because you were appointed, that's fine. If you want to be dismissed, I can dismiss you from the case. It's whichever you'd like.
Sure, Judge, I can be dismissed.
Okay. All right, then. Okay, then I'll dismiss you. So you have a good weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I could get my workers, and I think it's Aaron Sessions and Sean Ryan.
I have Sean Ryan. I don't have Aaron Sean's the only one in the waiting room.
That's fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ryan's with us. There's no one else in the waiting room. Ms. Gutierrez, I'm trying to recall, had you concluded your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so then, Ms. Grant, do you have witnesses?
Your Honor, I would call Desiree Riojas, please.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Grant, you may proceed.
Okay. Desiree, just before we start, a couple of instructions. Let me finish all my questions before you speak so that the court reporter can take down everything that we're both saying. And try to keep your answers short and only to the question asked, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you aware that the department is no longer requesting that you or the father be terminated as to your parental rights?
Yes.
And because of that, you have expressed your wishes in what you would like a plan to look like for you, the father, and the child, correct?
Yes.
As part of that plan, would you like to be named sole managing conservator of the child, Kingston?
Yes.
As part of that plan, would you like the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services dismissed from the case?
Yes.
As part of that plan, would you like to request that the judge order all visitation by the father be continuously supervised until an amended court order is ordered in this case?
Yes.
Is that due to the age of the child in this case?
Yes, and his health issues.
And is that also due to the fact that the father has not been consistently involved in this child's life from the beginning?
Yes.
And are you asking that the visitation begin by being two hours every other Wednesday or Saturday, supervised by Family Support Services?
Most likely Wednesday, because that's the only day I have off, but yes.
Okay, and you're asking that that be done at Family Support Services at his expense rather than you or your family having to directly supervise him, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and upon completion of 6 biweekly visits, are you asking that he be increased to 4 hours visitation every other week?
Yes.
And after he's done 6 consecutive visits at Family Support Services, you or your family would become the supervisors, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to order that the father receive electronic visitation by FaceTime at his initiation?
Grant, I'm trying to keep up with you. I can't write as fast.
I'm sorry, Judge. I have all of this in a table that I'm putting in your email, already written up.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead. Go ahead.
And are you requesting that the father be given electronic communication between the hours of 3 and 4 p.m. every Saturday?
Yeah. As long as I'm not at work.
Okay, or anytime that he initiates such contact, you're okay with that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And are you asking for child support to be ordered under minimum wage for Texas state workers? I'm sorry, are you asking that child support be ordered under the Texas formula for workers?
Yes. Yeah, yes.
Okay. And are you asking that $25 a month be ordered to the state to reimburse for the Medicaid?
Yes.
And are you asking that Mr. Cesar be ordered by the court to enter into the Texas Workforce Commission's employment program for under or unemployed parents?
Yes.
And that will help him get a job in order to pay on a full-time salary, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Have I covered all the things that you've asked me to cover in this case?
Yes, you have.
Oh, I did skip one. Are you asking that since the father did not complete his BIP requirement, that he be ordered to take an anger management online course prior to engaging in visitation with the child?
Yes.
And this child is under 3 years of age, correct?
Yes.
And so you're asking that this be the final order and that no unsupervised visits be ordered until he seeks an amendment of this order 2.5 years from now.
Yes.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Desiree, how many doctor appointments of Kingston has Mr. Cesar attended in person?
One. He's been to my prenatal, but whenever I was like, when I had the baby, he went to his foot doctor in Lubbock with the foster mother, and that's the only one he's been to.
And was that prior to him moving out once Kingston was back home with you?
No, that was before.
Okay, so that was before Kingston was placed with you. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times has Mr. Cesar seen Kingston in person since Kingston was given back to you?
Once.
How much money has Mr. Cesar given you since he moved out when Kingston was placed back home?
Nothing.
What has Mr. Cesar bought for the child since moving out of the home with you once Kingston was placed?
Nothing.
Now, Ms. Riojas, you currently work, is that correct?
Yes.
How much do you get paid per hour?
$10.
Would you agree that 10 hours, even full-time, makes it tough to be fully financially responsible for a child?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plan on covering Kingston with health coverage?
His Medicaid, once this case is over with, they're gonna transfer it under my name instead of foster care Medicaid, and I already got him in line for that. They're just waiting on the paperwork to say that he's out of foster care. And I've already went to go get that done and everything.
And does Kingston qualify for that Medicaid based on your income?
Yes.
And does Medicaid require that you basically not make very much money?
No.
Okay. Now you're asking for an anger management class. Has Mr. Cesar shown any anger to you that's caused you concern?
No.
Okay, has Mr. Cesar shown any anger towards the child that has caused you concern?
No, it's just his past.
Okay, now as far as income, do you agree it takes money to provide for Kingston?
Yes.
And do you think that Mr. Cesar, as the father of the child, should contribute to that as well?
Yes.
Pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Lucero.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Riojas, you had mentioned earlier about Kingston's, you referenced Kingston's health issues. However, you were here on Monday at the hearing when the worker, in this case, Mr. Ryan, if I'm saying that correctly, stated that all that Kingston requires at this time is occasionally he might need, I guess, the oxygen. Isn't that the only ongoing issue that he has?
No, not the only one. He's always in the, I always have to take him to the hospital at least once every 2 weeks. He's constantly getting sick. I mean, that's any kid, honestly. And I'm constant, like, he's allergic to a lot of stuff that I gotta keep up with because we're training him on new foods because he is almost
Okay.
11 months. I mean, there's just a
Okay.
lot with him that you have to worry about. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's
Okay.
any child, honestly.
Okay, so but as far as serious health issues that he has, like he doesn't have any heart issues or lung issues
No.
or anything like that.
No,
Okay.
it's just
All right.
breathing.
I just wanted to make sure. Okay. All right then. Now, whenever the department became involved in yours and Mr. Cesar's life and Kingston's life, the child was living with you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when CPS removed him, they removed him from you, right?
Yes.
And then at the beginning of the case, Mr. Cesar was living in Lubbock, and the department was looking there for a time to possibly place Kingston with him. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Then eventually, Mr. Cesar came to live with you or moved in with you here in the Amarillo area, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you stated that before Kingston was placed back with you, that Mr. Cesar traveled to one of his doctor's appointments, correct?
Yes, with his foster mom and
Okay.
me.
Okay. All right then. Now, as far as you had stated that you want Kingston is how old now, Ms. Rojas?
He turns 11 months tomorrow.
Okay. So what you're doing is you're asking the court today to order that all his visits be supervised for the next 2 years and 1 month?
They said 6 visits. Is that going to be 2 years?
Okay, well, and that's what I'm trying to be clear. And is it you want to have for the first few visits, six of them biweekly supervised, and then move into unsupervised visits? That's what I'm trying to clarify.
No, then moving to I supervise him. So first
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
First, the family support's going to supervise him, and then me or my family members will supervise him after that.
And so that's what I'm asking. So you're asking that his visits be supervised for the next 2 years and 1 month?
Your Honor, I'm going to object at this point just and ask for clarification. I think what was testified to is that mom and her family would continue supervising visits until further order of the court, meaning Mr. Cesar would have to come back and get a modification.
All right, let me take a break. I'm going to go. I've printed what Miss Grant sent me. I want to go get it before we go any farther. So everybody, if somebody doesn't have that, let us know right now. We need to all be on the same page. So I'm going to take a quick.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, but I had also emailed you and Brittany and all the parties.
I got yours.
A copy from. Okay, thank you.
Taking a break. All right, let's go ahead then. Ms. Grant, you can go forward and let's refer to either your proposed visitation or Ms. Lucero's visitation. That's what I'm going to be working off of.
Okay, and I had passed to Miss Lucero, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Lucero, then let's refer to either one or the other.
Okay, all right. And Ms. Rojas, just to be clear, you stated that Mr. Cesar has never been aggressive towards you or towards Kingston, correct?
No.
Okay, all right then. But however, you still prefer that he have at least some type of supervised visits, is that right? At the
Yes.
beginning?
Yes,
Okay,
because
all right.
he hasn't never been around children, honestly. And I just want him
Okay.
to work on it just like I had to work on it.
Okay, all right. But you'd agree with me that at this point, and you may or may not agree with me, that CPS became involved in your life because of your actions and not Mr. Cesar's, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, were you aware when Mr. Cesar moved out, and I can ask him about this, but were you aware that when he moved, that his vehicle broke down and he was having issues traveling back and forth?
He told me about a month ago.
Okay, all right. And now, do you know Mr. Cesar's mother?
Yes.
Okay. Do you get along with her?
I deal with her. Yes.
Okay, all right. And do you know? Does she have how many other children does she have besides Mr. Cesar? Do you know?
1, 2, 3. I think 3.
Okay. And do you know whether or not she has other grandchildren besides Kingston?
Yes. I'm not sure how
Okay.
much, but yes.
Okay. All right then. So, being that she's a mother and a grandmother, would you agree with me that she could be appropriate supervision for Darian
No.
to see Kingston? Okay.
Objection
Okay.
calls for speculation.
All right. And then, Ms. Rojas, do you understand also that that if visits are to be at any point supervised by family support services, that those visits can cost anywhere from $125 to $150 per hour last time I checked?
I didn't know that, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. If he wants to see his kid, he will pay for that. I mean,
Okay. All right
I
then.
pay for everything anyway. Like I pay, and a child is a lot. A lot.
And I
So
understand that. And Ms. Rojas, let me ask you, and you did hear when your attorney was asking you that, and likely in all cases, a judge is going to order child support. You understand that, right?
yes.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Wiggins?
Miss Riojas, have you reached out to Mr. Cesar during the course of this case?
Yes, I call him all the time so he can see his son on video chat. I call him and text him and let him know when we go to doctor's appointments and how much he weighs. And I mean, I keep him in the loop. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and does he always answer you and always good at communicating with you?
Yeah. He'll always contact me. Yes, he will. It may take him a minute, but he will contact me back all the time.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez?
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. Anyone else have other questions for her? All right, then. Ms. Grant, did you have any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor, but I would move to admit the mother's request for relief as Exhibit 1 for the mother.
All right.
No objection.
All right. Mother's
No objection.
admitted.
And I will rest, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Lucero, witnesses.
Your Honor, I'd call my client Darian Cesar.
No.
Okay. All right. You were here on the 29th, and you're here today, and you've heard the testimony from Ms. Rojas. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it true that you, since you moved from Amarillo, you have not seen Kingston?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you heard Ms. Rojas testify, though, that she keeps in contact with you and keeps you in the loop as to what's going on with Kingston, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you ever reach out to her about and to check on Kingston?
No, ma'am.
No. I usually wait for her to contact me because she's always busy.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
I think Ms. Riojas is responding to some of Ms. Lucero's questions to Mr. Cesar.
Well, she's muted.
Well, she just muted just now, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Riojas, you need to be quiet. You're not testifying now. Stay muted. That sounds good. Go ahead.
Okay. And so Darian, so you wait for her to reach out to you. Why don't you pick up the phone and call her and say, hey, how's my son doing? Why don't you do that?
There's times that like I would, but like I said, she just like busy, and sometimes she won't pick up, or sometimes she'll call me and I'll miss her call, and she'll call me, but like I say, she's just real busy a lot with the kids and work.
Okay. Now, prior to Kingston, well, when Kingston went into CPS care, they looked to you for possible placement, but you moved in with Ms. Rojas instead. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why did you do that?
To try to, so we can get the services done, to help her with the services and stuff like that.
Okay. And so, do you feel that you were helpful for her to her while you were staying there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, eventually there was a reunification plan, and he was going to be placed back with you and Ms. Rojas at her place where you were living, but then you moved out, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you move out the day that they placed Kingston back in the home?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why did you do that?
Just tension was high and stress was high, and I just didn't want the negativity to be around the baby, so I just thought I would just leave, just for like not for a long time, but temporary.
Okay. So where did you go when you left the Amarillo area?
To Colorado City with my friend Chris.
Okay. And so, if I'm understanding you correctly, you were just going to leave for a while to let things calm down. Did you have a plan? Was it your plan to come back to Amarillo or to the Lubbock area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What happened that you didn't? You're still there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why haven't you came back to the area?
So the first time when I left, my tags were out, and I did risk driving all the way over here. And then after that, my timing belt went out, so I didn't want to risk driving it and messing up anything further.
Okay. All right. At this point, have you been able to fix your vehicle, or are you still working on that?
At this point, it's done. Now I'm just waiting on the rest of the money that my friend Chris, he's going to help me with. I'm just waiting on that. It's done, so that's all I'm waiting on.
Okay. Now, since you moved to Colorado City, have you been working, Darian?
I've been putting in a whole bunch of applications. Like, I would get calls and I would have interviews, but I haven't heard nothing back.
Okay. So you've been actively looking for a job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, so whenever, like stated, you've heard what Ms. Rojas is asking as far as, and I know you may not have a copy of that, but you've heard what she's asking the court as far as what your visits would look like once we're all out of the case and just you and she and Kingston are left, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, we also discussed, and we sent over, as you heard me tell the judge, we've sent over what I've marked as Respondent Father's Exhibit 1, which is you're proposing a step-up visitation plan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you understand that both Ms. Rojas and the department and likely the court have some concern that you've been out of Kingston's life for a while now, since he was placed in June and you've been gone since June, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And now our step 1 is 4 hours, 2 Saturdays per month for 4 visits to be supervised by Ms. Rojas or someone appointed by her. Is that what we've presented to the court for your step 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Ms. Rojas, from her testimony, it seems that she doesn't want to be the one to supervise. Did you hear me ask her questions about your mom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, can you afford paying $125 or $150 for a 1 hour visit with your son?
I mean, if I can get a job soon, I could.
Okay. Now, if are we asking this court, now that we know what her wishes are, that for the court to consider for your mom to be able to supervise visits between you and your son for step 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If Ms. Rojas is unable to do so.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, are you once you get your car paid off and get it out of the shop, is your plan to come back to the Amarillo area?
To visit.
Okay. And where do you plan on moving to?
Honestly, if I'm really looking at Roscoe, Texas, but wherever I get a job at, you know, I'm going to save up, and that's where I'm going to move to.
Okay. And you understand that it would be your responsibility to travel to and from Kingston so that you could see him. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So do you believe that this step-up visitation plan, and everyone has that plan in front of them, a copy, or possibly Ms. Rojas doesn't. So I'm just going to kind of go over the remainder of the steps so that you can hear what we're asking for. Now at step 2, we're asking for 4 hours, 2 Saturdays per month for 4 visits, unsupervised, but for those visits to occur in Amarillo, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Step 3 would be 8 hours, 2 Saturdays per month for 4 visits, unsupervised. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then step 4 would be overnight visits from noon on Saturday to 6 p.m. on Sunday, 2 weekends per month. And you're stating that you'll agree to stay in that step until Kingston turns 3. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then once Kingston turns 3, then you're just asking for a standard possession order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you believe that those requests are in Kingston's best interest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you wanting to be able to continue to build your relationship with your son?
Yes, ma'am.
And again, you understand that you'll be ordered to pay child support and then medical support, which is reimbursement for his Medicaid. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Gutierrez, questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Cesar, what is your mother's full name?
Diane Middleton.
Can you spell that, please?
DIANE MIDDLETON.
Okay. Has she ever met Kingston?
She hasn't met him yet.
Okay. Has she ever babysat for him?
No, ma'am.
Would you agree then that Kingston has no idea who Diane Middleton is?
No. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who is she married to?
Tony Parson.
And can you spell his last name?
PARSON.
And does Mr. Parson have a murder conviction in his criminal background?
He does. But
You've
he
answered.
was
You answered the question. I don't need your explanation as to anything about the specifics of the murder charge.
Mr. Cesar, who is Kingston's primary care physician?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay, so you don't even know who his primary. I'm sorry, I withdraw that question. What are you responsible for financially?
For Kingston?
No, for anything. Do you take any financial responsibility, even for yourself?
No, I don't, honestly.
Okay. Pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Grant.
Sir, do you have a car seat for Kingston?
At this point, I don't.
Are you aware of his medications that he takes?
For his breathing?
for anything?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that you would need to have transportation, a residence, and a safe place for him if you were to have unsupervised visitation?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you provide that as we're here today?
At this point, no.
Pass the witness, Judge.
All right, Ms. Wiggins?
Do you currently smoke marijuana?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you smoke cigarettes or vape or anything like that?
I don't vape anymore. I
Okay.
quit.
And in regards to, I mean, on your plan, you ask for overnights at some point, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't live in Amarillo, where are these overnights going to take place?
I mean, well, I was thinking. I mean, right now, I don't know.
Okay. And okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, anyone else have further questions?
Your Honor, I do. Thank you. Darian, this step-up plan, again, it was step 1, 2, 3, and even before you get to overnight visits, you're looking at least a minimum of 5 months time. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So even though right now, you know, you may not have your own place and where to take Kingston, you can work towards that now that your car's running, you get a job, and to have a place to visit with Kingston, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, as far as Ms. Gutierrez was asking you about, has your mom ever has she ever met Kingston? Well, Kingston was in placement for quite a few months before he was returned to Ms. Riojas, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you have to go to family support, so there's concern that he doesn't even know your mom, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But then if they're asking for you to do family support services, whoever supervises those visits, Kingston doesn't know them either, does he?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Anyone else have further questions for him?
Just one, Your Honor.
Okay.
Sir, since you left in June, you've already had almost 5 months to get something done about all of these issues, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many of these issues have you resolved in that 5-month period?
So, like I said, my car is fixed. It's just money. I've put in I've gotten interviews with jobs, but I haven't heard anything back. So that's all I'm waiting on.
And in order to solve the issue with you having to go back to court, would you be agreeable if the judge ordered the mother's requested relief to including the words, if agreed in writing by the parties or ordered by a new court order? Meaning the judge could let you agree in writing rather than go to another court to change this order.
Yes, ma'am.
Pass the witness, Judge.
Anyone else? Okay.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I just have one follow-up, just a quick follow-up.
Okay.
Darian, do you understand that question that Ms. Grant just asked you? You understand that if Desiree, if Desiree is ordered to the agreement of the parties or she gets to designate, you understand that if she decides she doesn't want you to see your child, then you're not going to see him and you're going to have to go hire an attorney to fight for visitation with your child. Did you understand that?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what she was.
Okay. Okay. I'll pass. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Anyone else? All right, anybody else have any further witnesses?
No further witnesses, Your Honor. The department has already rested, but I'd like to make a very brief closing.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department is asking that Mr. Cesar have only supervised visitation from here on out, that he be ordered to pay support and cash medical support as well. It's not that the department doesn't believe Mr. Cesar is capable or won't get his life together in the future, but as things stand now, he sounds to be struggling very deeply. He hasn't made he hasn't been able to see the child in person since the child moved back, and we think it's in the child's best interest for his for his visitation to be supervised continuously until further court order. And we certainly hope that Mr. Cesar is able to get on his feet and get his life together and be the great dad that, of course, we believe every parent has the potential to be.
Okay. All right, then. Give me just a second. Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I do believe it's in the child's best interest for the mother to be named sole managing conservator of the child and that dad be named possessory conservator of the child. I do believe that it's in the child's best interest for the father's visitation to be supervised. I think 4 hours on a Saturday, or if the parties can agree to another day, that be exercised then.
All right.
And of course, child support.
Yeah. Okay. All right. First of all, I will name Ms. Riojas sole permanent managing conservator. I will name Mr. Cesar as permanent possessory conservator. I'll set Mr. Cesar's child support based on minimum wage, and I will set his medical support at $25 per month. Both of those will begin on November 1st, 2025, and be due and payable on the same day of each month thereafter until further court order. All right, as far as visitation, I don't really think either one of these is really going to work out, but we got to do something. So I'm working off of, I don't know that you ever, Miss Lucero, did you ask that your exhibit be admitted? Miss Lucero?
She had not, Judge.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I was muted. Your Honor, I did not. I thought that I had, but I did not.
All right, well, let's go ahead.
Judge, I can't hear you all of a sudden.
Can y'all not hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Amy, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. All right, I'm admitting respondent father's exhibit 1, which is Miss Lucero's proposed visitation schedule. That's the one I'm going to work off of. Basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to adopt that as the visitation schedule in step 1, 2, 3, and 4. Instead of just 2 Saturdays per month, I'm going to make that on the first and third Saturday of each month. That will be the only changes to steps 1, 2, 3. Step 4, I'm going to amend slightly. Overnight visits from noon on Saturday to 6 p.m. on Sunday on the first and third weekends per month. And the rest will remain the same. That will continue until the child turns 3 years old. On all the steps, then we go to standard visitation. On steps 1 through 4, all of those visitations will occur in Amarillo. After that, then it will revert to Texas Standard Possession Order, and with any elections that Mr. Cesar chooses to make. Did everybody understand that?
Judge, I would ask for one clarification on, it was the intent, I believe, with myself and Miss Lucero, that all of this be continuous and that he stays within each step if he misses a visit.
I'm not going to agree to that.
Thank you, Judge.
Both of these are kind of set up to make him fail, and I'm not going to do that. So he'll do the required number of visits under respondent father's exhibit 1. They don't have to be consecutive. We're not going to start over if he misses one. Oh, I'm sorry. I did want to add one thing, because I think he's going to have a hard time making that. I'm going to adopt, in addition to respondent's exhibit 1, I'm going to adopt the last blocked paragraph on mother's exhibit 1. Basically, the mother that Mr. Cesar will be given electronic visitation once per week on Saturday from 3:00 p.m. to 4 p.m. I'm doing that because I think that's about all he's going to be able to do for quite some time. So,
and Judge, Miss Riojas, her only day off is Wednesdays, and they've requested Saturdays. So could we be sure we have a designee?
Let's just change everything I just said. Let's change every Saturday. First, third Saturdays. Let's change it to first and third Wednesdays.
Thank you, Judge.
He doesn't have a job.
And Your Honor.
Excuse me. He doesn't have a job. He can try to get a job to work around where he doesn't have to work on Wednesdays. So, yes, Miss Lucero.
Thank you, Your Honor. As far as that changing the Saturday to Wednesday. Could we just leave that on step 1? Because after step 2, 3, and 4, they're unsupervised visits. So I don't see how that would interfere with her job.
It's a good point. Does anybody have an objection to that?
Not for the unsupervised, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your
So-
Honor,
Yeah,
is this going to be detailed in your docket notes, or do I need to review each of these details with you right now again to make sure I've got it right for the order?
I'd rather you do it now, but we're still talking.
Okay, I apologize.
Is everybody in agreement, step 2 through 4 until we get to standard? It will remain on the first and third Saturdays, and we'll modify step 1 to be first and third Wednesdays.
Yes, Judge.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And my
Okay.
only thing, just for convenience of both of them, if he could maybe alert the mom the day before if he's going to exercise the Saturday visitation, so she just is aware to have the child ready.
Okay. I'll add to the previous ruling that Mr. Cesar will give Ms. Riojas at least 24 hours, at least telephonic notice prior to any visitation, or that visitation will not take place.
And Judge, is Miss Riojas the supervisor on step 1?
Yeah, it'll, or like it was written in Respondent Father's Exhibit 1,
Thank you, Judge.
either her or someone appointed by her. Okay, now, Ms. Gutierrez, what do you need as far as clarification to draft the order?
What triggers the standard possession order? Completion of steps 1 through 4 or the child turning 3?
Child turning 3.
Okay.
And then I've added, of course, that he give 24 hours notice of any of these visitation periods until we get to the standard possession order, or that visitation period will not take place.
Okay, so I have step 1 as adopted from Lorraine's schedule, but the days being the first and third Wednesday, and then steps 2, 3, and 4 adopted with those days being Saturdays.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have that all visits occur in Amarillo until the standard possession order is in effect.
Okay.
I have that standard possession order coming into effect when the child turns 3, and the father giving 24 hours notice of exercising visitation if it won't take place. I have a question on that. Is that requirement to give 24 hours notice going to be applicable to the standard possession order as well?
No,
Okay,
just-
but so only phases 1 through 4.
Correct.
Okay, I
And then-
think I have it then.
Okay, well, you've missed one step. That Mr. Cesar will have electronic visitation once per week on Saturday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. until we get to the standard possession order.
Okay, thank you.
That's basically that's the last block in Ms. Grant's Exhibit 1.
And Your Honor, on that electronic communication, because she works at a restaurant, she will agree to return the call if she, for some reason, misses his communication.
Y'all work that out.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we've got a final resolution in this case. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't announce the standard things. The department will be dismissed. All other court-appointed relationships will be dismissed after all appellate and de novo periods have expired.
Sir, can I ask something real quick? This is Desiree.
Yes, ma'am.
On his whenever he gets unsupervised visits for overnight, does those have to be placed in Amarillo also?
You can talk to your lawyer about that. I've ordered a standard possession order under the Texas Family Code. Your lawyer can explain what that means legally.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else I missed here? I know that's confusing, but it's the best we can do under the certain circumstances. Be a lot easier if Father lived in Amarillo, but he doesn't. So, okay, this was our last hearing for the day, so we will stand in recess. Everybody have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. You too.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you Monday.
Okay. Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
All right, I will call Randall County case cause number. This is an adversary hearing as well as a motion for aggravated circumstances. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the children. Mr. Hill is with us representing the mother, Miss Stiles, who is with us. And one of the three alleged fathers, Mr. Hunter, is with us.
Good morning.
The other two alleged fathers, Eric Lopez and Cody Scott, are not with us, and they are not in the waiting room. This case was set for 12:45. It's now 12:51. We will proceed in their absence. I've got a bunch of people in the waiting room, so Ms. Gutierrez, you can tell me who you want in.
Thank you, Your Honor. My investigator on this is Isamar Pineda Hernandez. If she could be let in, her supervisor is Brandy Pate.
Okay, she's in.
And then my first witness, the St. Francis worker is Shay Cairns, if she could be let in as well.
Okay.
And then my first witness is going to be Paulette Hernandez with Hereford Regional Hospital. And Your Honor, so I don't continue to waste the court's time, I can move along with Officer Shelby Giles as a witness.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Shelby, who do you work for?
I work for the Amarillo Police Department.
And what do you do for them?
I'm currently assigned to narcotics.
And are you a certified police officer?
Yes, ma'am.
And what education and training did that require?
I go through the Amarillo Police Department Academy, and then I get accredited by TECOL.
Okay. And are you current on your continuing education requirements?
I am.
Thank you. Let's see. How long have you been with Amarillo Police Department?
I've been with Amarillo since December of 2017.
And let me get the date. On July 12th of 2021, were you assigned to patrol in East Amarillo?
Yes, I was.
And were you involved in a call that involved contact with Dominique Stiles?
Yes.
What was the nature of that call?
Domestic disturbance.
And at what point did you make contact with Dominique Stiles?
I made contact with her after she had already left the hotel and she was found under an underpass.
Okay. Did she have a child with her?
Yes.
Did she identify that child?
Yes, it was an infant. I believe his name was August.
Okay. And did she identify that child as her own?
Yes.
And what was Ms. Chitwood's account? I apologize. What was Ms. Stiles' account of what occurred with Paul Chitwood?
So I believe her and Paul were not together, and he had found out somehow that she was in town and tried to he didn't try to contact her. Her friends found him, or he came to a location where her friends were and they thought it was weird. And then somehow her and Mr. Chitwood got in contact. He wanted to give her a gift, like a baby item or something like that. And then they met together. And then while they were meeting to get the gift, he started throwing out things from his vehicle and things like that. And then she picked up his things because she felt bad and tried to get the things back. And he was able to convince her to get a hotel room for the night with him. And then while they were in the hotel, she was assaulted.
Can you tell us what details she gave of that assault?
Yes. She said specifically about the assault that she was hit with a lamp in the back of the head and I believe on the shoulder. And then he had physically assaulted her with his hands and then put his hand around her neck, but she did not lose consciousness or anything like that.
Did she indicate where the baby August was during the altercation?
If I remember correctly, the baby was with them in the hotel room.
And did she identify Paul Chitwood as the father of the child?
Yes.
All right. During your interview with Ms. Stiles, did she identify or state that there was prior domestic violence between her and Paul?
Yes, she did.
And to clarify that he had physically assaulted her prior to that date, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she fill out what's titled an IPV assault report?
Yes.
And did she sign that assault report?
Did she sign it?
Yes.
I believe so.
Okay. Have you, as far as the incident report, you are a certified police officer, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we offer petitioners exhibit number 2, the incident report, for this July 2021 incident.
What objections?
No objection.
Petitioners 2 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next offer petitioners exhibit 3, which, Your Honor, now that I'm looking at it, is incorrectly labeled as 2. If that could be corrected on everyone's exhibits labels, it's an IPV assault report that should be petitioners exhibit 3, and it is incorrectly labeled as 2.
I'm not sure I'm following you.
I off petitioners exhibit 3, I accidentally labeled it as 2 as well.
Oh, I'm not on mine. I've got 1, 1A, 2, and then it goes just 3, 4, 5, 6, 6A, etc.
I don't know how I have this one labeled as 2 then, Your Honor. Okay, I will move on. Thank you. But I do offer petitioners exhibit 3.
Okay, objections? Okay, petitioners 3 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next offer petitioners exhibit number 4, the indictment against Paul Chitwood for a domestic violence incident against Dominique Stiles occurring in, let's see, September of 2020.
Okay, objection? All
No,
right,
Your Honor.
petitioners 4 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next offer petitioners exhibit number 5, the incident report tied to that petitioners exhibit 4. So number 5 is the incident report, and we offer that as evidence as well.
And objections? 5 is admitted then.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Stiles, was Paul Chitwood arrested that day? I'm sorry, Ms. Giles, Officer Giles, was Paul Chitwood arrested that day?
Yes.
Okay. Pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Hill.
Just to clarify, I think it's clear to everybody your testimony was unambiguous, but Ms. Stiles, Dominic Stiles, she was the victim of this assault, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. No question.
All right, Ms. Wiggins.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Giles, sorry. Was it clear from your indications that Ms. Chitwood went with Ms. Stiles went with Mr. Chitwood voluntarily?
No, she said that she was afraid of him, so she went with him.
Okay, but did she hold him at gunpoint or threaten her in any way?
She was not held at gunpoint, and I'm not positive if she was threatened during that time or not.
Okay, and she was in a different location initially, is that correct? And then met up with him?
That is correct.
Okay, so she voluntarily went to meet up with him, and then the hotel may have been not voluntary.
Correct.
Okay, pass witness.
Anyone have further questions for Officer Giles?
No, Your Honor, we request that she be released.
All right, then if there's no objections, Officer Giles, I'll release you so you can go about your afternoon's business. Thank you for your testimony and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
The department next calls, let me get that name again, Paulette Hernandez.
Okay, she's still not in my waiting room. I have Eric Young.
Okay, let's see. My investigator, Marcos Favela, says that she's in the waiting room. I believe you, Your Honor. Let me get with him again.
Okay.
All right, Your Honor, I'll take Eric Young out of respect for the efficiency of the court.
Okay, I'll get Mr. Young in. Thank you, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Young, who do you work for?
Amarillo Police Department.
And are you a certified police officer?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been a certified police officer for?
Coming up on 2 years now.
Can you tell us what special education and training that required?
TCOL license, all the training for CIT, all that kind of stuff. So the Texas TCOL has numbers of courses that you have to go through in certain hours that I've done. So I've had thousands of hours of training.
Can you tell us what TCOL abbreviation stands for?
Texas Commission of Law Enforcement.
Thank you, sir. And how long have you been a certified police officer before? Is it 2 years that you said?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you been with Amarillo Police Department that entire time?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you respond to a call on March 20th of 2025?
Yes, ma'am.
And did that call involve Cody Scott and Dominique Stiles?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the nature of that call out?
Verbal domestic was the call out that was placed, and that's what we saw when we arrived.
And were Cody and Dominique outside when you arrived?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you observe about Cody regarding any injuries?
He had a huge cut in between his two eyes on his forehead that was actively bleeding.
Okay. And what statements did he make about how he got that injury?
He said he was working on the house and he got it from working.
Okay. However, were you concerned did you have some concerns about those statements?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a part of your investigation, did you also make contact with other potential witnesses?
Yes, ma'am.
And did one of the witnesses have a video of the incident that you believe caused the injury?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
Can you tell us what that video showed?
So that video showed the two of them arguing and Dominic going to her vehicle with Cody following. Cody then leaves the vehicle and Dominic follows, and Cody tries to reach out and kick her to keep her away from him. Dominic goes then back to the car. Cody follows, and then there's an object thrown from the car and it hits Cody in the head. Cody immediately falls down to the ground. Dominic gets in her car and drives away.
Okay. And who was arrested from this incident?
Dominic Stiles.
Your Honor, we offer petitioners exhibit number 23, the incident report from that day.
Right, objections? All right, petitioners 23 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Officer Young, have you had an opportunity to look at petitioners exhibit 24, a set of photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
And are these photographs a true and correct, accurate depiction of what you saw that day?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is in these photographs?
Cody.
Okay. Is it Cody Scott that's in these photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
And is the first picture one of his full body?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the second picture one of his upper body?
Yes, ma'am.
And is the third picture a close-up of the cut that is bleeding on his forehead?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we offer petitioners exhibit number 24 as evidence.
Objections? All right, 24 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Officer Young, during the investigation, did it come to light that there were prior incident reports between Dominique and Cody?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Your Honor, we next offer petitioners exhibit number 21. And that is an APD incident report involving Dominique and Cody.
Objections? All right, this was what, 21?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, 21 is admitted.
We next offer petitioners exhibit number 22. And that again is a police report involving Dominique and Cody.
All right, objections? All right, 22 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next ask that the court note on page 13 of that exhibit 22 that Miss Dominique Stiles states that she is 9 weeks pregnant and that Cody knows.
So noted.
All right. I pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Hill.
Officer, were there any children present?
No, sir.
Okay, no children present that you were aware of during your call out or the events leading up to your call out?
No, sir.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Wiggins.
No questions.
All right, Mr. Hunter, I apologize. I skipped you on when we had our first witness. Do you have any questions for Officer Young?
I do not, Judge. I'm not sure why I'm here other than to get an order establishing paternity.
Well, I told you at the last hearing you were welcome to come or not come until we get the paternity testing done. I assume you've not been tested yet.
No, sir, not at present.
Right, but I still, you're welcome to go if you'd like.
I'm the only one here at my place of business. I do kind of need to go. This doesn't really pertain to me. So I just, out of respect, I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, I appreciate that, but no, you're free to go. You're really, until if you're not established to be the father, then you've wasted your time, and if you are, then you'll be entitled to be at the hearings and have representation if you can't afford
The
representation.
court has my full cooperation. I assume I'll be notified by mail or email.
Yeah, they'll let you know as soon as you get tested and when those results come back. And if you're not, you're out of the lawsuit. So.
All right, sounds great.
Okay, I'll let you go. I appreciate you showing up.
Thank you. Absolutely. Anytime. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye,
You
all.
too. All right, then. If no one else has further questions for Officer Young, can he be excused?
I have one follow-up question, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
Officer Young, was Miss Stiles pregnant at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions for Officer Young.
All right, if no one else does, if no one objects, Officer Young, I'll go ahead and remove you so you can go about your afternoon's business. Thank you for your testimony and thank you for your service.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez. I'm sorry, you do have Paulette Hernandez in the waiting room now.
Okay, I'll call Paulette Hernandez then. Thank you, Your Honor. Paulette Hernandez, who do you work for?
Perfect Regional Medical Center.
And what do you do for them?
I'm the medical records clerk.
Okay, and as that, are you the custodian of records?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And have you provided records to my office for the Department of Family and Protective Services regarding the child Leslie?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And are they 25 pages of medical records?
Yes, ma'am.
And are they kept in the ordinary course of business?
Yes.
Okay. And is it in the ordinary course of business for an employee with knowledge of the act, event, condition, or opinion, or diagnosis to make the record?
Yes.
As well, was the record made at the time of events or near the time of events?
Yes, ma'am.
And the records that you provided, are they are they exact duplicates of the original?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we offer petitioner's exhibit number 1.
All right, objection. Okay, petitioner's 1 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next ask the court to note page 21 of these records and the statements regarding methamphetamine.
Give me just a second here.
So that PDF.
I'm sorry, I'm still looking. I think I've been through all of them and I did not see.
Okay, if I may have permission to publish.
Sure.
All right, let me get this nice and big so it's viewable. Let's see here. Your Honor, is my screen viewable to the court?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is page 20 of the records, and the PDF page count, it's 21 because the affidavit is the first page.
All right. You can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next ask the court to note that this page 20 of the medical records also discusses withdrawal symptoms of the child.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. And may I unshare my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. I pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Hill.
Thank you, Judge. With respect to exhibit 1 that we were just on, Your Honor, on that same page, I would like the court to draw the court's attention to the bottom of the paragraph where it says mom is appropriately upset that her baby is not doing well and needs to be transferred away from her. But at this time, she denies any questions or concerns. She agrees to cooperate with CPS recommendations and is hoping to be reunited with her son.
All right, so noted.
Other than that, no questions for this witness.
Okay, Ms. Wiggins, questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further of Ms. Hernandez?
No,
No.
Your Honor.
Oh,
All right, then if there's no objections, Ms. Hernandez, thank you for your testimony. I'll remove you so you can go back to your afternoon's business.
thank you. Y'all have a good day.
You too. All right, Ms. Gutierrez, next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let me ask, can I ask who's in the waiting room?
No one.
No one. Okay. The department calls, let's see. Okay, it looks like I need somebody from the alcohol and drug testing services to testify before I call my next couple of witnesses, Your Honor. If we could have just a moment or two to allow them to log on.
All right.
Thank
I'll
you.
look for anybody that enters the waiting room.
Okay, thanks.
Up here's someone now, Terry Holstead.
Okay, that's my witness, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Gutierrez, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss is it Holstead or Homestead?
Holstead.
Holstead, thank you. My hearing is bad. I really appreciate that. Who do you work for?
Texas Alcohol and Drug Testing Service.
And what is your role there?
I'm a custodian of records.
Thank you. And have you provided 3 pages of records regarding the child August to the Department of Family and Protective Services?
Yes.
And were those records made in the ordinary course of business?
Yes.
Do they also contain a chain of custody?
Yes.
As well as a printout from the lab that is a certified lab?
Yes.
Thank you. And are these records kept in the ordinary course of business?
Yes.
Are they made at or near the time of events?
Yes.
And is it in the ordinary course of business for Texas Alcohol and Drug Testing Service to keep these records?
Yes.
And are the records provided exact duplicates of the original?
Yes.
Your Honor, we offer petitioners Exhibit 1A as evidence.
All right, objections? All right, then 1A is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
Mr. Hill?
No questions, Judge.
All right, Ms. Wiggins?
No questions.
All right. All right, anything further of this witness, Ms. Gutierrez?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let me get back there real quick. All right, Ms. Holstead, I'll remove you so you can go back to your afternoon's business. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
And the department next calls Michelle Slagle as its witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Slagle, who do you work for?
I work for St. Francis Ministries as a permanency specialist.
And what does a permanency specialist do?
We work with families after they have been removed from CPS investigations. We help with family plans of service and child plans of services and resources for the family to get back together for reunification.
How long have you been a permanency specialist for?
For St. Francis, for 3 years and, over 3 years and 2 years with the state before we switched over.
Okay. And when you worked for the state, was that the Department of Family and Protective Services?
Yes, ma'am.
And while you were there, you had pretty much the same position with a different title. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. How do you know Ms. Dominique Stiles?
I have been her caseworker for a few cases.
Okay. And was that first case involving the children King, Ariana, and Shay?
Yes.
Do you remember approximately what year that case occurred in?
I believe that was in 2020.
And what were the main issues in that CPS case regarding those 3 children?
The main issue was the meth use by Stiles.
Okay. And was domestic violence also a concern involving that removal?
Yes, it was.
Thank you. And what concerns were there with King's birth?
He was born positive with methamphetamines.
And Your Honor, at this time, we offer petitioners exhibit number 6. It has a business records affidavit and the 90210 notice went out timely.
All right, objections? Okay, 6 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, are you very familiar with Dominique Stiles based on your work with her over the years?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you also the caseworker for Ms. Stiles's case with the child August?
Yes.
Now, going back to the case involving the first 3 children with the infant King, what was Dominique's explanation for King's positive test for methamphetamine at birth?
If I remember correctly, it was that Eric or somebody had put meth in her water bottle and she drank it.
Thank you. And Your Honor, on Exhibit 6, we asked the court to note page number 21 regarding the mother and the baby both having amphetamine and methamphetamine in their urinalysis drug screens.
All right, so noted.
Thank you. Now, did Ms. Stiles continue to test positive during King's CPS case?
Yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, we next offer petitioners exhibit number 6A. They are drug screen results with a business records affidavit on Ms. Dominique Stiles.
All right, objections? Okay, 6A is admitted.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Slagle, there was domestic violence between Ms. Stiles and King's father, Eric Lopez. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Your Honor, we next offer petitioners exhibit number 7, the incident report on domestic violence for Ms. Stiles and Eric Lopez.
Okay, objections? All right, petitioner 7 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next offer petitioners exhibit 7A, a certified copy of the complaint against Ms. Stiles for assault family violence.
All right. Objections? All right, 7A is admitted.
We next offer petitioners exhibit number 7B, the judgment against Ms. Stiles. And I believe that's an order of deferred adjudication, Your Honor.
On that same assault?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, objections? All right, 7B is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Slagle, as a permanency specialist, are you often called a caseworker?
Yes.
And as a caseworker, what are your duties regarding a service plan, creating a service plan for the family?
It's our job to ensure that when we make that service plan, that it is tailored to the family's needs and to the parents' need to mitigate the reasons for removal.
And did you create a service plan in King's case, or was a service plan already created?
When I got the case, one service plan had already been created, and then I went forward with the reviews.
Okay. And did those service plans, did that initial service plan attempt to address Ms. Stiles's drug use and the domestic violence concerns?
Yes.
And was that initial service plan made an order of the court?
Yes, it was.
Your Honor, we offer petitioners exhibit number 8, a certified copy of the status order in the case.
Objection? Okay, 8 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Slagle, what was Ms. Stiles' compliance like with the services in King's case?
She was very, she wouldn't do the services. I guess she didn't think she needed to do the services. She moved around a lot, so it was hard to keep in contact with her through those services also.
Was she also ordered to provide her address and contact information to you?
Yes, that was one of the services, an ongoing service on that service plan.
And what was her compliance like with that?
She did not. It would go a month or so or longer, with no contact. And then she would call with a different phone number in a different state that she lived in.
And did she comply with drug testing requests?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, as far as how the case ended for those first older 3 children, is it correct that Ariana aged out of care?
That's correct.
Shay's case dismissed the department and his father pursued legal action on his own. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And then the case on King, the department was dismissed in a temporary order. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And did that temporary order also restrict visitation for Ms. Stiles?
Yes, it did.
Your Honor, we next offer petitioners exhibit number 9. It's entitled Order to Modify Temporary Orders and Dismiss the Department of Family and Protective Services. And that's in King's case and cause number.
All right, objections? Okay, 9 is admitted.
Okay, thank you. Now, Michelle, when was August's date of birth 2021?
Yes.
And
Or 2020 is it 2021 or 2022? Yeah, 2021. Sorry. I think.
And do you recall what state she was born in?
She was born in New Mexico.
And did Miss Stiles inform you of her birth?
No, ma'am, she did not.
And did that birth occur while the CPS case regarding was still ongoing?
Yes.
However, August was removed from Miss Stiles on September 29th of 2021. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what were the main issues involving August's removal?
Domestic violence, and meth use, and not having stable housing and employment.
Okay. Now, regarding domestic violence, was that with Paul Chitwood?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And did Dominique continue to test positive for methamphetamine during your case, the CPS case with August?
Yes, she did.
Your Honor, we next offer petitioners exhibits 10, 11, and 12. They are drug screen results of Dominique Stiles, all with business records affidavits.
Objections? Okay, 10, 11, and 12 are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Slagle, where is Paul Chitwood today?
He is in federal prison.
Okay. And Your Honor, we next offer petitioners exhibit number 13 and a certified copy of the federal indictment of Chitwood.
Objections? All right, 13 is admitted.
And we next offer petitioners exhibit 14, the federal judgment for Mr. Chitwood.
Objections? Okay, 14 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Slagle, we had a jury trial in September of 2024 regarding August's CPS case. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And do you recall Ms. Stiles testifying about the July 2020 incident that involved law enforcement and Paul Chitwood in the hotel room?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you recall Dominique stating about smoking methamphetamine that day, if anything?
If I remember correctly, that she smoked the methamphetamine, so Paul would not get mad at her and there wouldn't be an argument.
Okay. And according to Dominique, August was not there at the time of the smoking methamphetamine. Is that correct?
That is correct.
However, she next testified that she left the hotel to go get August. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Do you recall how long after smoking methamphetamine did she say that she left to go get August?
I believe it was 3 to 4 hours, if I'm correct.
Okay. And then she testified as well that she brought August back to the hotel that she had smoked methamphetamines in a few hours earlier. Is that correct?
That is correct.
According to Dominique, that the domestic violence incident with Paul next occurred once August was back with her at the hotel with Paul.
That's correct.
And August tested positive on a drug screen for methamphetamine for a sample that was collected on October 7th of 2021. Is that correct as well?
That is correct.
Once August was removed, was Dominique again given a service plan?
Yes, she was.
And did those services focus on the substance abuse and the domestic violence concerns again?
Yes, it did.
And did she comply with a good number of these services?
Yes, she did.
However, would you agree that she did not complete all of the drug services?
That is correct.
All right. There was a final order in August's case, let's see here, in which Dominique was made a possessory conservator, and this happened before the jury trial that terminated her rights. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Let's see here. Your Honor, I offer petitioner's exhibit number 15, a certified copy of the status hearing order in August's case.
All right, objections? All right, then 15 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And for the record, that cause number for August's case is 8048. And I next offer petitioner's exhibit number 16, a final order in suit affecting the parent-child relationship, a certified copy in August's case.
Objections? All right, 16 is admitted.
Thank you. Your Honor, we next ask the court to note in petitioner's exhibit 16 that Dominique was ordered to successfully complete outpatient treatment at Senecor,
Okay, so noted.
that she was ordered to successfully complete individual counseling as well as domestic violence support group.
So noted.
Ms. Slagle, do you recall if Ms. Stiles completed all three of those that were ordered in exhibit 16?
No, she did not.
Okay, which of those did she not complete?
She did not complete the Cinecor, the inpatient rehab, the violence support group. I'm sorry, and what was the other one?
Individual counseling.
And she did complete her individual counseling.
She did? Okay.
Well, not her extended, not the one that was she finished her original one, but not the one that was scheduled for the extension.
Okay.
Court reordered. Yes, that's correct.
All right. How was her visitation attendance with August towards the end of that CPS case?
Towards the end, she would be late or cancel. She always had a reason why she was going to be late to her visitation.
Okay, and because of that, did we obtain a temporary order modifying visitation?
Yes.
Okay, and that was on June 17th of 2024, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Your Honor, we offer petitioner's exhibit number 17, a certified copy of the temporary order modifying visitation ordering a substance abuse assessment.
All right, objection? Okay, 17 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Michelle, that order also ordered Ms. Stiles to do a substance abuse assessment. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And what was the reason for asking for that substance abuse assessment?
Because she had failed another drug screen.
Okay, and that was in May of 2024. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And then her rights to August were terminated at the end of that jury trial in September of 2024. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Your Honor, we next offer petitioner's exhibit number 18, a certified copy of that order of termination.
All right, objections? All right, petitioner's 18 is admitted.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Slagle, did I already ask you if Ms. Stiles completed that OSAR assessment that was ordered?
No.
Okay, in exhibit 17, did she complete that OSAR assessment?
Yes, she did complete that OSAR assessment.
Okay, let me re-ask. So in exhibit number 17, that hearing was on June 17th of 2024, correct?
Yes, that is correct. No, she did not. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Now, an OSAR assessment is a substance abuse assessment. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And is that a service or assessment that's necessary for an evaluator to determine what type of treatment, if any, is needed by a customer?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and so without that assessment, basically, there's no second step if she doesn't complete the first step. Would you agree?
Yes, that's correct.
During that jury trial, did Ms. Stiles admit to having smoked methamphetamine during several pregnancies?
Yes,
Okay. Did she admit to smoking methamphetamine during her pregnancy with King?
yes.
Now, going back to the domestic violence issue, did she ever make you aware of a relationship with Cody Scott while her parental rights were still intact for August?
No, ma'am, she did not.
Had you ever heard prior to this new case that she was in a relationship with a Cody Scott?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, we asked the court to note in petitioner's exhibit number 22, at the end of page 13, that Dominique advised she and Cody were in a dating relationship for almost a year, however, had not been together for the last 2 to 3 months.
Okay, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Slagle, would you agree that that time frame, if petitioner's exhibit number 22, let me get that date. If that incident occurred in December of 2024 and they'd been together over the past year, would you agree that their relationship overlapped with August CPS case?
Yes, it would have.
And is it also concerning for you that there had been domestic violence in that relationship again?
Yes, that is very concerning.
And to your knowledge, there was domestic violence with her relationship with Eric Lopez, the father of King. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Domestic violence in her relationship with Paul Chitwood, the father of August. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And now domestic violence with Cody Scott, the father of, or the alleged father of Leslie. Is that correct?
That is correct.
How many years have you been working with Dominique?
About 5 years.
Okay. And
Maybe a little bit over 5 years.
And despite her being offered services, despite her completing some services, do you see the same issues today in Leslie's removal as in King's removal?
Yes.
Do you see the same issues today in Leslie's removal as in August's removal?
Yes.
And are those issues domestic violence and Ms. Stiles' methamphetamine use?
Yes, it is.
I pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Hill,
No question, Jar.
Ms. Wiggins.
No questions, Judge.
All right, anything further from Ms. Slagle?
Nothing further, Your Honor. And if I could have just a 5-minute break.
Okay.
Thank
I have
you.
just so you'll know, I have a Zariah Sanchez in the waiting room.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sanchez, who do you work for?
I work for the Department of Family and Protective Services as a child protective investigator.
Okay, and did you assist with an investigation regarding Dominique Stiles?
Yes, ma'am.
And was the child involved in that investigation Leslie?
Yes, ma'am.
And you may not be aware, but since then we've found out his. Were you aware of that?
No, ma'am. I
Okay.
was not.
That's okay. His date of birth is 25. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Now you interviewed Miss Stiles on July 26th of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did that interview occur?
It happened at the Hereford Regional Medical Center.
Okay. And where did Miss Stiles indicate she was currently staying at?
Miss Stiles stated she was staying with an aunt and an uncle in Amarillo.
Okay. And did she discuss any possible criminal charges pending?
She stated she had an incident with a friend where she threw a Coke can at his face, which allegedly cut him, And so she was charged with assault for that.
Okay. And what did she state regarding any meth use with this friend?
The whole reason she met with this friend was because she had just used meth at his house.
Okay, thank you. Additionally, did she make any statements about THC gummies?
She stated she was given some it wasn't gummies, it was chocolates. I believe it was around chocolates or gummies, but she stated that the father of the children have given it to her, and she was pulled over, and during a search they found it in her purse, and she was not aware she had it at the time.
Okay, I pass the witness.
Mr. Hill?
No questions, Judge.
All right, Ms. Wiggins?
Did she admit to taking that methamphetamine voluntarily with that friend?
She did not explain.
She just said she did methamphetamines.
Yes, she did methamphetamines with this friend at his home.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
And I do have a couple more questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Sanchez, who did Ms. Stiles state that the father of the baby was?
She assured me it was Joe Bob Hunter from Vega.
Okay. And what agreement did she state that she had with him regarding the baby?
She stated that Joe was going to be primary care of the baby. He would ensure all the baby's needs were met. She wanted her plans were to go back to Las Vegas to reside with her older children. But it was my understanding that Joe was going to be the one taking care of the baby, and
Okay.
she would be allowed to see the baby.
Thank you. She states she found out she was pregnant when she was 19 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. And there's evidence that she knew she was pregnant at 9 weeks. Would you agree the statement contradicts that evidence?
Yes.
And when did she claim was the last time she used methamphetamine?
I believe it was with that friend when they used at his home.
Did she acknowledge that she is not in a position to raise a baby right now?
Yes.
Okay,
She did.
Pass the witness.
Anyone else? All right, if no one else has further questions, do you need her to stay?
I do not need her to stay, Your Honor.
All right, then if there's no objections, Ms. Sanchez, I'll release you so you can go about your afternoon's business, and thank you for your testimony.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And Your Honor, I think Michelle Slagle might have come back into the waiting room. We all had an opportunity to question her, correct?
Did anyone else have further questions for Ms. Slagle? She's not in my waiting room, but
Okay.
was everybody through with her?
I did have one more question for her, Your Honor, but if she's not in the waiting room, I can ask her to come back later.
Okay.
Thank you. And the department calls Isamar Hernandez Pineda.
Okay, Ms. Gutierrez?
Thank you, Your Honor. Isamar, who do you work for?
For the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
And what do you do for them?
I'm an investigator.
And are you the main investigator regarding the intake for the baby, Les?
Yes.
And did those intake allegations come in on July 26th of 2025?
Yes.
And what were those allegations?
There were concerns that Ms. Stiles and her baby had both tested positive for methamphetamine at the birth delivery of the child.
All right. And based on that intake, did you start your investigation?
Yes.
Okay. And then on July 27th, 2025, did the department receive an additional intake?
Yes.
And what was the concern in that second intake?
There was a concern that the baby had worsened in his condition and he was needing to be transferred over to the NICU here in Amarillo at Northwest. The main concern was that Ms. Stiles had refused the transfer.
Okay. However, that transfer did occur. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is Northwest Texas Hospital where you made first contact with the baby Leslie?
Yes.
And what did you observe?
The first time I made contact with Leslie at the hospital, he was not on oxygen at the time, but he was still being tube fed, and he was still having withdrawal symptoms. I believe when I spoke to the nurse, she did state he was sneezing, and I believe it was just sneezing.
Okay. And then on July 30th of 2025, you met with Ms. Stiles at Northwest Texas Hospital. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what complaints did she have at that time?
She was complaining that the NICU staff were not taking care of her baby adequately. She had concerns that they were judging her and her baby for the methamphetamines that was found. She felt like they were being not nice towards her or the baby. And she ultimately felt like they weren't taking care of her baby correctly as far as feeding Leslie correctly and things like that.
Okay. And did you redirect Ms. Stiles back to the department's main concerns of the methamphetamine use?
I did.
And who did she identify as the possible father of Leslie?
She identified 3 potential fathers, Cody Scott, Joe Bob Hunter, and Eric Lopez.
And is Eric Lopez also the father of Keith Stiles' older child?
Yes.
Thank you. And then what did she explain about her last use of methamphetamine?
She told me the last time she used was when she was 19 weeks, I believe. She stated that the man that she was with at the time was using an Alka-Seltzer bomb, which is where they mix meth and Alka-Seltzer together. And she unknowingly drank this drink that had methamphetamines in it.
Okay. And did you express concern with the levels of or rather just the presence of methamphetamine in the urine?
Yes.
And what did she respond with?
She let me know she thought it was from exposure from the people that she was around. She thinks that's why her and the baby were both positive.
Okay. And did she insist that she was telling the truth?
Yes.
And did she reiterate her agreement with Mr. Hunter?
Yes.
And could you tell us what that agreement was?
That he was going to be the one taking care of the baby. I believe she said that she wasn't mentally or financially able to care for the baby at the time.
And then on July 31st of 2025, you spoke with Joe Bob Hunter. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what did he state?
He let me know that there's no way that he could be the father as he has not had any physical contact with Miss Stiles. I believe he said it was a year or 2.
Okay. Now, the department decided to remove Leslie. Can you tell us what the factors were that led to the decision to remove the child?
Yes. Our main factor was the fact that the baby and mom both tested positive for methamphetamine. Miss Stiles has 2 previous cases, if I'm not mistaken, 2 previous cases of the removal of her children due to methamphetamine use as well as domestic violence. So there seems to be a pattern of Miss Stiles using methamphetamines and not being able to remain sober in order to be reunified with her children.
And as far as the reasonable efforts to prevent removal, did the department evaluate the case for a family-based safety services program, which would be a non-legal intervention program?
We did, and we felt like it was not appropriate for this case.
And can you tell us why you felt it was not appropriate?
We felt it wasn't appropriate due to her previous history with the department, as well as previous safety plans and previous cases being broken and not followed.
Okay. Did you feel that the child was in immediate danger to his physical health due to the mother's methamphetamine use?
Yes.
And are the domestic violence a concern for that as well?
Yes.
And as far as assessing for a parent-child safety placement, if the family-based safety services program, does that mean is not appropriate? Does that mean a parent-child safety placement is not appropriate as well?
Correct.
Okay. And that parent-child safety placement wouldn't have ensured the safety and done away with the immediate danger to the child. Is that correct?
Correct.
And since the fathers are alleged and mom would be the sole caregiver, an emergency order removing one parent from the home would not have solved the problem either. Is that correct?
Yes.
Let's see. Now, following the removal of the child, did you make contact with Eric Lopez?
I did.
And what were Mr. Lopez's statements regarding the allegations?
His statements were similar to Mr. Hunter's. He said the same thing, that he could not be the father. He hasn't had contact with Miss Stiles in years.
Okay. And did you also make contact with Cody Scott?
Yes.
And what statements did Cody Scott make regarding the allegations?
I met with him at the Potter County Detention Center, and he let me know that he thought he was the father. However, he wasn't aware that there was potentially 2 other fathers, and so that did make him question whether or not if he was the father. That was his statement.
Did he make any statements regarding drug use?
Yes.
What statements did he make?
I believe he told me that he and Miss Stiles used methamphetamines towards the beginning of their relationship. And he also mentioned being in jail for a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance for having methamphetamine.
Okay. Has Miss Stiles been allowed to visit Leslie since the removal?
Yes, she's had visitation that was done through St. Francis.
Okay. And have you and St. Francis maintained contact with Miss Stiles as well?
Yes, I believe I haven't talked to Miss Stiles since the last hearing that was continued, but yes.
Okay. And is that contact and facilitating that visitation, is that a reasonable effort to reunify the family since the removal?
Yes.
Now we have the department's motion for aggravated circumstances against Miss Stiles in this hearing as well. Are we asking the court to grant that motion?
Yes.
And is that based on the positive drug screen of August?
Yes.
Do we believe that granting that motion would be in Leslie's best interest?
We do.
I pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Hill?
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Wiggins?
And just to clarify, Miss Stiles, I'm sorry, I keep calling her Miss Chitwood. Miss Stiles indicated that she herself agreed that she would not be able to care for the child. Is that correct?
Yes.
And in regards to the alleged father who was incarcerated, he indicated they used methamphetamine together. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so he indicated that she voluntarily used and he didn't force her to use, or she didn't accidentally use.
Correct.
Now, where is the child currently placed?
He's placed in a foster home here in Amarillo.
All right, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right. Anyone else have further questions for?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Ms. Hernandez Pineda, is Leslie placed with his half-sister, August?
Yes, he is.
Oh, I'm sorry. And is placing the child also with family also a reasonable effort to reunify the family?
Yes.
Okay. I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. If no one else does, do you want her to stay?
I would like for her to stay, Your Honor, and I recall Michelle Slagle as my witness. Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Slagle, during the final hearing in August's case, did Dominique Stiles testify that she would allow Paul Chitwood to see August but not have access to August?
Yes, I believe she did.
Okay. And is it your understanding, based on Ms. Stiles' testimony, that she was a main caretaker for August?
Yes, she was.
And as far as the July 2021 incident, did Ms. Stiles describe the place where she got August from and then took her to the hotel room with Paul? Did she describe the place she took August from as a safe place?
Yes, she did.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, anyone else for Ms. Slagle? All right. All right, then, Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. The department rests. I do ask, well, before I rest, that that the court take judicial notice of Texas Penal Code 22.041 that includes endangering a child. And we ask the court to note subsection C-1. Let's see here. And that creates a presumption when a child is positive, Your Honor, that crime has occurred.
Okay. 22.041C1.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll look at that. Okay. You rest, Ms. Gutierrez.
I rest, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Hill, witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I wish to call Dominic Stiles.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Hill.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, would you please introduce yourself?
Dominique Stiles. I am the mother of Leslie.
Ma'am, you have been present during the hearing today, is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me, let me direct you to the hospital, well, the issues at the hospital that were testified to. Specifically, we'll start at Regional West, or I'm sorry, we'll start at Hereford, the Hereford Medical Center. Did you refuse to let the baby be transferred to Amarillo?
No, I did not.
Can you please explain what took place during the time that you and the baby were at Hereford, the Hereford hospital people are potentially misinterpreting as a refusal?
Yes. That I gave birth to Leslie Jean at 5 o'clock in the morning on the 27th, and around 9 or 10, I believe it was, is when they had informed me that they had called CPS because I tested positive. So they took the baby to the nursery, and this was 3 hours after he was born. I didn't get to feed him. I didn't see him get fed at all. They took him to the nursery. They were really worried. They said they were worried about his breathing and his heart rate and just things that are signs of meth withdrawals. And then I asked them if I could see him, and they said that they had to speak with my caseworker and find out. And then I asked the nurse, I forgot what her name was, but I asked the nurse if she could take the baby book in there to have it stamped with his feet prints. And she took the book in there, and she came back maybe 5 minutes later, and she said that we can't, she
Your
couldn't.
Honor, I object to hearsay as well as relevance.
I'm sustained as to hearsay.
Did the nurse refuse to grant your request to have the baby's footprints put in your book?
Yes.
Okay. Were you denied access to your child at that point?
Yes.
Did you attempt to try and convince the hospital staff to let you well, actually, strike that question. Let me back up a little further. Was it your understanding that the child was having trouble eating?
Yes.
Did you offer to try and feed the baby yourself?
Yes.
And did they allow you to do that?
Not at first, no.
Okay. Eventually they did?
Yes.
And were you able to get the baby to eat?
Yes.
Okay. And was it, were you able to get the baby to eat because you used a different nipple on a different kind of a nipple than they were recommending, a bottle nipple?
We believe well, I believe that he was better eating with that. The doctor agreed with me. Dr. Davies.
Your Honor, again, hearsay.
Overruled. You can answer, ma'am.
The doctor agreed with me. They're the ones that switched the nipples in the first place. Said that he wasn't eating well with the standard nipples that came with the package, and they switched to the Nuck ones, and I got him to eat really good with that, like another 15 milliliters or however they measure that.
Okay. So the baby, again, you were told that the baby needed to be transferred to Amarillo, correct?
Yes.
Were you told why the baby was needing to be transferred?
It wasn't until they came back and told me that they couldn't take the book, but it was because his blood sugar was crashing because he wasn't eating well.
Okay. But he would eat for you though, right?
Yes.
And did you offer again to try and feed the child to try and get his blood sugar up?
Yes.
And did they let you do that?
Again, not at first, but yes, eventually.
Okay. And so did you ever flat out refuse to let them send the baby to Amarillo?
No, I did not.
What did you say to them regarding transferring the child to Amarillo?
I asked them like if he needs to eat and I can get him to eat, like let me try to feed him and see if we can get his blood sugar up before we transfer him to another town where I wasn't going to be able to be with him. And it took a while. It was more arguing back and forth. The nurse said that she had called CPS to tell them that I would refuse to sign the paper, and I told her that I wasn't refusing. I just wanted to feed him and try to get his blood sugar up, because if his blood sugar was up and he was eating, then why would he need to be transferred?
And to your understanding, based on what you were told, that was the one and only reason that they wanted to move him to Amarillo was a blood sugar issue, correct?
Yes.
And the blood sugar issue was based on him not eating.
Correct.
But you were having luck getting him to eat.
Correct.
Okay, so eventually the child was transferred to Amarillo.
Yes.
Did you then make your way to Northwest? And the child was transferred to Northwest Texas, right?
Correct.
Did you go to the NICU at Northwest Texas?
Yes. It was the next day. Yes.
The next day?
Yes, I stayed at I was in the hospital at Hereford overnight.
Okay. For your care, correct?
Yes.
And then you were discharged?
Yes.
And then you immediately went to Amarillo Northwest.
Correct.
Did you have what interaction did you have with the staff or the child at Northwest?
When I got there, they told me he had a feeding tube in his nose, and they said that they put that in because his blood sugar was crashing, and that way they can make sure he's eating and maintaining his blood sugar. I tried to feed him. They said that he wasn't eating very well still, so I told them, let me try. I tried to feed him. I got him to eat a little bit, but he was still kind of gagging a lot. And I asked them what his blood sugar was and like what could be done, like why was he gagging and if it was because of the feeding tube. And they said that the baby didn't feel it, that wasn't the problem. And I asked him what his blood sugar was, and when it was checked, and they hadn't checked it. So I tried to feed him, and they had just the standard nipple on the bottle, and he was kind of gagging on the milk and gagging on the nipple. So I asked him what happened to the nipples that Dr. Davies sent with the nurses to Northwest with him, because he was eating good on those. And they said that they don't use those at Northwest. And so I did ask the nurse. I said, well, if I go get some more, can we use that instead? And at first, by the doctor, I was initially told yes, that was fine. But then when I went back for his next feeding, they were using the other bottle again and saying that he wasn't eating very well again.
Okay. Were you ever allowed to use the nipple that you had success with in Hereford?
Yes, a couple times. But then a nurse came and argued with me about the nipples not being right, and the nipple that the other doctor, the nuck nipple, leaks into the back of the throat and can cause them to aspirate, and that it wasn't a safe choice, and they didn't have enough data. They had a speech therapist and an occupational therapist come and say the same thing.
Your Honor, I'm going to again object to hearsay.
Okay. So moving forward in the hospital at Northwest, did they try and restrict your access to the child?
Yes. They told me that there was a no touch time. It's where I guess the baby goes into an REM sleeper, but I had to put him in his crib and leave him there, and I needed to leave the hospital.
Okay.
So
Did you, when they told you that you couldn't touch him because of his sleep, did you obey that?
yes,
Okay. But they also told you then that you had to leave the hospital. That's right.
yes,
Were you given a reason why you had to leave?
just not to disturb, so it wouldn't disturb his sleep.
Okay. You weren't given the opportunity to just sit there quietly and just be with your child. You had to leave.
Yeah, they
Your
told me.
Honor, I'm going to object to relevance along this line of questioning at this point. I feel it's been going on for a bit.
Overrule. You can answer, ma'am.
No, there wasn't. They told me that I needed to go home and I needed to sleep.
Okay. So let me then redirect here. And the first officer that testified, and I think he was the first witness, Officer Eric Young. Do you remember that officer that testified
Yes, I do.
regarding Cody Scott and you? And I believe that was the domestic violence incident that they talked about where you voluntarily met up with him. You recall that?
Yes.
Was there any child or children with you during that incident?
No.
Okay. You understand that there's two things going on at this hearing today. There's the adversary hearing regarding was the removal proper, and then there's also the aggravated circumstances hearing where the state is asking the judge to allow them to move forward without giving you an opportunity to work services. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now you don't dispute the fact that the removal based on his positive drug test. You don't dispute that was that the drug test and your statements that you couldn't take care of him at this time. You don't dispute that the removal was not proper. Is that right? In other words, you're willing to work services.
Yes, I am.
Okay, but you disagree with the fact that the state CPS is requesting that the court not even allow you an opportunity to work services. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would you be willing to work services in this case if the judge was to allow you to?
Of course.
Okay. Now, you have had some terminations in the past on children. Why would this case be different if the judge was to allow you to give to work services?
I completed all my services the last case, and that's I know I messed up, but I am better now. I am trying to be his mom. I'm doing right by my kids, and I'm working on getting myself better and getting financially stable again so I can be there and be a caregiver for my children.
What kinds of things are you doing to work on yourself?
I've I put in applications because I did stop working during the pregnancy. So I lost a lot of my cleaning my houses that I was cleaning. I still have one. I've put in applications. I work on my car because I don't really have anybody else to do it. I've got it running now. So next I'm working on getting the title and stuff. I've gotten sort of gotten everything with my license taken care of. I'm looking for a house. But right now I mean I have a stable place for me and the baby. But I am working towards getting my own place.
Okay, so again, right this very second, you're not in a position to take care of the baby, but if you worked some services and had a little bit of help from CPS, you believe you could be successful this time around?
I was the last time with August. Yes, I went from being homeless and went homeless, and I was living with my aunt and my uncle, and then I got not just one apartment. I was there for a year and a half, and then the next apartment I was there for a year and a half. I kept a job. I kept working. I worked all of my services and completed them. I know if I had the help, it's just right now, no, I cannot financially take care of him, but I am working to it and I do need a little help.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Wiggins?
Ms. Stiles, there was a jury trial with August's case, is that correct?
Yeah.
And your rights were terminated, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Ms. Gutierrez?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Stiles, how old was August when she came into the department's care?
6 months.
And how old was she when your parental rights were terminated to her at that jury trial?
It was September 4.
She must have been
She was
4.
3. Sorry, she was
She
3.
was 3. So from 6 months to 3 years, 3.5 years old, correct?
Yes.
Do you think it was fair to August to have to wait on you for that entire time to get clean and not have a stable permanent home?
I had clean drug tests for a year and a
Judge,
half.
I'm going to object to I'm going to object to relevance on that. The August matter is over and done with. There was a termination. It doesn't matter whether she thought that was fair or not.
And Your Honor, if I may respond, I think here she is asking the court not to shorten the time frame to the final hearing. I think it is relevant how long her other children have been waiting for her to get sober.
Sustained the objection.
I can't hear you, Your Honor. I
I
apologize.
said I sustained his objection.
Okay, thank you. Now, Ms. Stiles, there was a substance abuse assessment through OSAR that was ordered in exhibit, I believe, 17. However, you didn't complete that substance abuse assessment. Do you recall that?
Which one was that? Because I completed it twice, actually.
It was ordered on June 17th of 2024.
That was the one where she never call me back for another appointment.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you whether or not you completed that OSAR assessment.
I was not allowed to complete it.
It's a yes or no question, Ms. Stiles. Did you complete that
I'm
substance
sorry,
abuse
I don't know how
assessment?
to answer that. If I wasn't given an appointment, I can't give the opportunity to complete it or not. I don't know.
Do you recall your testimony at the jury trial that you were given an appointment and you slept through that appointment, correct?
Oh, my reschedule. Yes, I do. It was rescheduled. Well, I tried to reschedule it because I slept through it and I didn't get a call back.
And you acknowledge that there was domestic violence with Eric Lopez. Is that correct?
When I got arrested.
Yes.
Yes.
And there was domestic violence between you and Paul Chitwood. Is that correct?
Well, I wasn't with Paul though when that happened. I had already left him.
Okay, but he attacked you while you were pregnant in September of 2020. Is that correct?
September. I wasn't pregnant then. I don't believe. Oh, I was. Yeah.
Okay. And what about Shay Williams' father? Was there domestic violence with him?
Yes.
Okay. And now there's domestic violence or past domestic violence with Cody Scott, the alleged father of Leslie. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you agree that there was methamphetamine use since 2018 with you as a caretaker of your children. Is that correct?
My children weren't present when they weren't with me when I was doing meth in 2018 and 2019.
Do you recall testifying at the jury trial that you would smoke meth outside while your children were inside?
No, I did not.
Do you recall testifying at the jury trial that you would smoke meth, and on those days that you smoked meth, sometimes you drove the children to school?
No, I did not.
Pass the witness.
All right. Mr. Hill, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Anyone else have questions for Ms. Stiles? All right, then. Mr. Hill, did you have any other witnesses?
No, sir, I'll rest.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Wiggins, did you have witnesses?
No, Your Honor, I rest.
All right, then, Ms. Wiggins, your recommendations?
And Judge, just to clarify, I just do a recommendation for the adversary hearing. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, thank you. I recommend that the department be named temporary managing conservator and that the placement be continued.
Okay, thank you. Okay, give me just a second.
And Your Honor, there might be a Monica Dominguez in the waiting room. If there is, I'd like to call her on rebuttal. She's not. Okay, then I'll pass on that and rest, Your Honor.
Yeah, I don't have, let me just double check. Yeah, I don't have anyone in the waiting room.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And Your Honor, we're also asking for findings of reasonable efforts to prevent removal as well as to reunify since removal.
Okay, I will make the reasonable efforts to prevent removal. Give me just a minute here. Based upon the evidence I've heard today, as well as the exhibits that have been admitted, I'm going to continue the department's temporary managing conservator, continue Leslie's current placement. Based on what I've heard today, as well as exhibits, I'm going to grant the department's motion for aggravated circumstances as to Ms. Stiles and will waive the requirement of creating a service plan for Ms. Stiles. All right, our next hearing will be the status hearing. That will be on September 29th, 2025. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties can ask their lawyers or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before September 29th to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing. Mr. Hill, if you would explain to Ms. Stiles her de novo rights as to my rulings today.
And Your Honor, that hearing on September 29th, is that the initial permanency hearing?
Well, you call it what you want, but we've still got 3 alleged fathers to deal with, so I want to keep that process moving. So
Okay.
we can call it whatever we want to call it. I mean, we may, if I have any kind of results back, it may be a status hearing as to if we can establish a biological father by then. So we'll call it what you want, but we'll have our next hearing that day. So,
Your Honor,
yes.
may I ask for like contact visitations? I'm only getting 30-minute video visits and I would like to hold my son again.
I'll say this, Ms. Stiles, where are you living now?
With my aunt and uncle.
Where at? I don't know.
Oh, Amarillo, sorry, Amarillo, Texas.
Yeah, you don't want to give me an address. We're on YouTube. I will order that Ms. Stiles can have in-person visits. And I think the standard we start out with is an hour a week, not 30 minutes. Once she provides the department with a negative hair strand and UA drug screen.
Your Honor, with aggravated circumstances, the department is asking that Ms. Stiles not have visitation with the child.
No, I'm not going to grant that. All right. If there's nothing else, then this was our last hearing for the day. So we will stand in recess. Y'all have a good week.
Thank you.
Mr. Hill, did you need any kind of breakout room with Ms. Stiles now, or do you want to just call her or what?
No, sir, I'll call her.
Okay, appreciate it. All right.
Thank
Y'all
you.
have a good week. We'll be in recess. Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Judge. I'll see you Monday. No, I'll see you Friday. I don't know what day it is.
Yeah.